Hey guys, welcome to the Wow. We're going to wait a few minutes and wait for some people to get in and my co host to come in. So I'm sure that everybody who's been tagged, I just hit the go live button. So we're going to give them a few minutes to get on the panel. Okay, we got to wait for D Cop and I believe Nadia. So we're just going to wait here. We're going to do that. How's everyone doing on this with these quarantine issues? Different states. I know you're looking at me from all over the United States and also in the Philippines, etc. I'm in my kitchen. As you can see, it's messy in here. But I got people in my living room looking at television, and my bedroom's under construction. So the only way that I could go live is in my kitchen. And what you see is totes all around with food, etc. So we're prepped for the famine, I must say. We ran out of milk, so I'm gonna have to make the rice milk again. And let's see who we got on yet. Let's see, D Cop. Hey, D Cop, hit the button and come on up. Okay, hit that button and come on up. You're part of the wow, so I don't think you're gonna get me to do this all by myself, right? Hey, Love Blake, how you doing? As you can see, I'm doing much better, guys. The roughness out of my voice is almost completely out. I still have a slight cough, so I'm not allowed to go out in public until everything is 100. Decop, what's up? Are you coming up or what? Or I'm left here to hold the wow by myself? Hey, Green Organic. Hey, love. Give you a few minutes. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'll give you a few minutes. Who else is here? I don't see anybody else. Okay, where's the rest of my panel? Hey guys. Hey B Town. I got glasses on, as you can see. Doesn't make that much of a difference because they're only for far away, and I usually use them for driving. So let's see who else is on here. I have to use my cell phone to read the chat because I'm not able to read the chat on StreamYard itself, and it's like a 2 minute delay. So when you ask me questions, remember we're in a 2 minute delay before I'm able to see it. Let's see. I'm sewing, just listening. Oh, you're sewing. What are you sewing? Are you sewing those protective masks? Okay, who is this? Hey, YW. Hey, girl, what's going on? And YW, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear
Can
you
you
now.
hear me?
Hey,
Oh,
Miss
okay. I
Yvonne.
thought, hey, hey. So what you doing? Typing? Because that's what it sound
Uh,
like.
I was putting my
Your
headset
name
on.
up? Oh, okay. Yeah. So how are you doing with this shut in?
Good. Um, I'm okay. I just don't like the fact that I can't go and I call them freshies and go to the store and buy fresh stuff the way I want to. You
Yeah,
know.
I'm supposed to go tomorrow to get some produce and stuff. And my daughter told me don't get it because you never know who's been coughing and breathing on it.
Mm-hmm. That's
And it's hard
exactly
to watch.
what.
She said that's why she hasn't brought any produce. No fresh anything has been brought in this house. I didn't know because I was sick, totally shut in, and all I just see was watch people run around the house. I didn't see anything else. You know. Today I got a chance to go out for maybe 3 minutes to go to the vehicle and come right back. So I got a pinch of fresh air, and that fresh air was like, oh my god! Right now the oven was on, and I got my front door open to get some air. I hope they didn't. Yep, they closed it. It's
You look
hot.
amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you,
It
thank you,
sounds
thank you.
You sound good. I'm glad to see you well.
Thank
And
you,
you're
thank you.
welcome.
It was rough, sweetie. It was definitely rough. It was tough for me. It was really tough. Was I afraid? No. Was I concerned? Yes. But I
Hmm.
didn't have that kind of fear like, "Oh my god, you're going to die." I didn't have that, but I had the concern that you better fight, girl. You
Right?
better fight. I didn't have nothing thinking that I was going to die, although everywhere I heard, you're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die. My family freaking out, my girlfriend freaking out, my granddaughter crying, and I'm like,
No.
my youngest granddaughter, not my oldest one. The oldest one really, she is she's in a whole world of her among herself. But she's like, I can't be losing you. I ain't ready for it, Nina. I said, I ain't going nowhere. What are you talking about? Look at it as me having the flu and I'm doing things to get better. That's all. And I did everything that I was told, everything my daughter told me to do. And she stayed up on me in doing it. And I didn't fight or argue. I just did it. Only thing that I didn't do that she wanted me to do was to get up and move around a lot. And I
Okay.
just didn't have the energy for that. I just didn't have the energy to up and move around and come to find out, like, Governor Como said, what's his name? Como in New York. He says you have to move around because the pneumonia, it waits for you to keep still so it can lag and attach itself. As long as you're moving around and you're doing exercise and doing stuff to exercise your lungs, you can get rid of that pneumonia. It's being still is what causes the problems. And I see that because usually when you come out of surgery and the anesthesia, they have you blowing this thing to exercise your
Yeah.
lungs and everything. And I bought one of those, so I'm going to be using it because I still have, believe it or not, I still have a slight cough. I don't know if you can hear a pinch of raspiness.
A
I
little.
still have that, yeah. But overall, I'm one of the blessed ones. I made it through.
Yes, you are.
Hey, Catfish, thank you for joining us. And yeah, so I was like, okay, I feel like I'm blessed too, considering of the death tolls. My mayor has it now. He came out positive,
Hmm.
and it's all over the news. And over 1,000 people got it in Patterson alone in my
Hey,
town.
Miss Tiara, can you drop the link for Miss B Town? She's ready to come up.
I thought I hit it for her to come up. Yeah, she's up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's up there. Hey there, B Town. How are you? How are you, B Town? Can you hear us?
Hey.
Okay, while she's figuring out what's going on with her. But yeah, I have a subject that's kind of well, you may say interesting. I'm going to pull it up on my phone here, and it's very disturbing. And that's why my title is How Low. I'm going to change it now. I'm going to take this one off because it's going to be how low will you go for social media?
Hmm. I'm all ears.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Let me just type this in. I make sure that I spelt everything right. How low will you go for social media? I want people thinking I'm illiterate. Okay. Let's see if we see that up there. Okay, how low will you go for social media? And I have to be real careful on how I do this so that, you know, I won't get shut down. So I'm going to read something that I got on Facebook today. Not Facebook, on YouTube too today from one of my people that I watch. And it's like, oh my God, this happened in Trenton, New Jersey. So, and because it's New Jersey, my state, I wanted to talk about it. And it's really sad. I was hoping Decop, oh, it's just us two again. Let's see. Who else? Okay, there's Decop. Hey, Decop. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Can
hear
you hear
you.
me,
Hey,
Decop?
hey, hey.
Let me turn
Yes,
mine up because I'm not
yes.
hearing you that well.
Hey, D Cop.
Okay.
Hey,
Um,
NYW.
the title today is How Low Will You Go with Social Media? So I'm going to read you what happened and then we're going to get you get some input on it. This happened in Trenton, New Jersey on Monday, which is 2 days ago.
Okay.
Woman shot in the head on Facebook Live during street fight in Trenton, New Jersey. A woman was shot in the head on Facebook Live during a meet-up Trenton, New Jersey. Authorities said a large crowd had gathered to watch a street fight. The woman, identified as
Was that the one?
25-year-old Quimera Massey, was among the onlookers standing on a sidewalk when she was shot in the head by an unknown shooter who apparently fled on foot. Not only did this person flee on foot,
Hold
what?
on. I think
Oh,
I had one though. Okay.
oh, okay. Okay. Not only did this person flee on foot, people know and they're doing the street code. That's street code BS. Okay. A 24-year-old woman lost her life because someone came up and shot her in the head. People seen it and no one's speaking on it. The street code. This is the street code. Now, people want to abide by street code unless it happens to them, for one. Okay. Two, people got, you know what? I was raised, you know how when you're in school, there's a fight and everybody gathers to watch it. My mother told
Mm-hmm.
me never to go in a crowd because in the crowd, bad things can happen to you.
Yeah.
Bad things can happen to you. Hey, B Town, bad things can happen to
Hey.
you. Well, it was meetup. This was a planned meetup. Okay, it wasn't what you would say something where it just happened an argument in the street and it just happened and the crowd came. It was a planned meetup. It was starting to be filmed. The fight broke out and someone came up to her and shot her in her head. And then there's people that know who it is, but they're going by street code. So, according to the street code, they may not find out who did it. So, that's crazy. I hate this street code crap. I truly do. I hate this street code. People want to abide by the street code unless it's one of their loved ones. Then they want people to tell.
I
Uh,
agree.
it's like, oh no, street code can't say nothing. But when when it happens to one of their loved ones, they're all on TV. Please, somebody come forth. Somebody come forth. Believe me, you can come forth without somebody knowing that it was you. You can come forth, even if you slipped a note. You don't have to let anybody know that it's you. There's so many ways that you could tell it. And Decop, with you being a police officer, what do you think?
Oh yeah. most definitely, I don't believe in street code because, like you said, um, when it comes to your family member, your loved one, you want people to say something if they know something.
Right,
You
right.
want the person to be caught, and you want somebody to be punished for what they've done. So if you want to hang on to that street code mess, then you know what? Well, but I mean, like you said, you can you can report something without being. You can report something being anonymous. They're not going to use your name. How do you think that they gonna know that you're the one that told whatever it was?
That's right. They
They're not
won't
gonna know.
know. They're not going to know. That's why they have tip lines. And shoot, you could have wrote it on a
Mhm.
piece of paper and mailed it, and for them to
So
know.
that just
I'm gonna give shout
yeah,
out to some. That's crazy, right?
yeah, stupid, stupid.
It's stupid. I want to give out some shout outs. I don't want anybody to think that I'm ignoring them. So Green Organic, hey, Love Blake, hey, B Town. We're waiting for you, sweetie, to try to come back up. Catfish, hey. Who else? Who else do we have here? Crafts by the Rose. Hey, how you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. Guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, okay? Yeah, and with you being an officer, I'm sure that you used to get a lot of that. You start asking questions, nobody knows anything, and they doggone they know, but they won't talk. And
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
actually
they
lives in
know.
their lives. It's like it's crazy. You got tired of waiting. I kept clicking
How
it,
many people have you
B Town. I kept clicking it. Try again. Every time I saw you, I clicked it. You came up on the screen and then you would disappear.
hmm How many times have you seen on the first 48 where people want to live by the street code, yet they find a way to tell. You call them up, say, "I don't feel safe. You coming to my door, my house. People may see you coming in,
And I'll give you the information over the
and
phone.
yeah, or I'll write you a letter. I'll write you a letter, drop it off to you.
Right, right.
Yeah, I
It you
agree.
can it can be done.
Go on, Teacup.
No, no, I finished. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to
No,
back that up where you
no,
see
you
these
can interrupt.
signs.
I,
It's that pregnant pause. Okay. All right.
oh, what?
So
No, what did you say? Come on.
I notice when I drive on the highway a lot of times you'll see, especially like going through certain towns, like going through the cities, through the highways, going through the cities, and you'll see anonymous reporting. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because I think, and I can't speak for all, but I think when people talk about street code, they want to keep it within the community, whatever happened. But in a case like this, somebody gets shot in the face, you know what I mean? Or there is
yeah,
somebody mad because you with their boyfriend or girlfriend type situations, I mean, it's I I I can't say exactly what I would do, but in this situation, there was a meetup which they shouldn't have been meeting up because nobody could stand in the damn house. And we used to back in the day, you guys, we used to go to something called the show, right? And this is young teenagers, early 20s. Everybody bring their cars out. Everybody's parading around, racing up and down the street until somebody got into like an accident
Mhm.
and killed people because they lost control of the car. You
Right, because
know,
they were racing. Mhm.
yeah, racing. And how do you? I mean, is street code apply for that? all these young lives gone. I mean, we were all foolish being in this type of situation and doing those dangerous things, you know. But I mean, when do you take responsibility for, like you said, Miss TR, for that family that has lost their loved one? You know, this was murder. This was murder. Not just the murder. No, it was murder. So
Yeah, it
how
wasn't
far are you gonna
attempted
go?
murder. It wasn't
Wait,
manslaughter. It was
it
straight
wasn't
out. It was
murder.
murder, right?
Yeah, so how far are we going to take this? Snitches get stitches type stuff. Ooh,
Right.
almost did
And
it.
I know. But also, it was filmed. So it was like, how low do you go for social media attention? How low do you actually go? And this social media, it comes to find that people will almost sell out anything to get their attention on social media, to get the full attention. We see here on YouTube, how low does some quote unquote content creators will go low to hurt someone
Yeah.
I
to
think,
get a click
did
in
you
a
freeze
view.
up? Okay.
No, I didn't. To get a click in a view. So it's like it's crazy. It's crazy. And it was a planned meetup. That's why it was filmed. So I'm sure they're
Hmm.
gonna have to go over it and try to catch because at the end of the show here, I'm gonna post where you can see it and they show you the actual thing and her dead on the ground and a close up. But I'm not gonna put that on here. You know, if you want it, I'll put it in the panty section in the petticoat section, which is the description below, and you can check it out for yourself. I'm not gonna flash it up here, and I don't want my my channel to be flagged or striked. And not only that, I got a problem just right now with my channel itself. You know how you click on somebody so you could go to their channel and see what they're about? It's not allowing me to do that in no one's channel. It says, what does it say? I'm gonna tell you what it says. It says, oh, this one says, uh-oh, well maybe it did. Let me see if I get somebody else. Let me see. It will only offer me to report them or to add them as a moderator or to time them out. It won't allow me to go check that person's channel out, like hit it in there. It won't let me. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they shut
On
that.
Streamline,
On my
a
um,
StreamYard. Oh,
it's on StreamYard, and I
mhm.
never had that problem before. And on other people's channel because I was on Ask April, and she wasn't doing StreamYard. She does YouTube live. You know the YouTube live, and it wouldn't
Mhm.
allow me to do it. So either
Mhm.
somebody flagged me or whatever. But when you hit that, you're not allowed to go. It won't allow me to go to someone's channel.
It's not you. I just randomly
I
picked
can't. I
somebody
can't do.
and it says report or
I
block.
can't do that.
Yes, it said report or block. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that makes me feel better because it wouldn't allow. So maybe tomorrow it'll be something else. It'll be taken away.
I've
But
never
some,
been able to. I've never been able to get it. Nothing shows up. I, I've never been able to do that.
and the people that I read off, just to let you know, Punky. Hi, Punky. It says Punky Visaya. I don't know. I know I could botch up a name, but Punky, I'm gonna call you Punky. Hey, thank you for joining us. And then rewrite. Oh, it's doing it with you also, Love Blake? Okay. Okay. And NYW. Okay. I don't want anybody to think I'm not saying hello to them when they come in. As I get a chance, I'll read. I might even repeat your name again, but I'll say hey to those that I see. Okay. If I don't see you and you're in here, either you're in the bushes or something's going on. And there's only two people that I have blocked. And believe me, it's I'm sure whoever's stopping to come in here, it ain't you. I only have two people. One I don't know, and the other one I do know because they bully me a lot. So I blocked that person, but I have nobody actually blocked. Okay, so I don't want no, I want no issues. I love everybody. I love everybody. So, with that alone, I was like, wow, D Cop, I'm pretty sure you have some testimonies about how you went and had to investigate certain things and ask people, and they all taking the fifth. I don't know. I don't know. No, doggone well, that if somebody is
Mm,
seriously hurt, you could, when the cop tells you, ask you, you could say, oh, no, I don't know. But then on a DL, tell, tell. You don't
yeah.
have to commit to a tell because you know what happens? It's going to happen to you. And somebody's not going to give you that mercy. And your loved one, something dear could happen to them. And that's just not cool. And that snitching stuff is like, I never understood it, but I never understood street code. I was never one of the streets. I was kind of naive of that type of street code. I
Yeah.
really never understood that. I only knew about honestly, what I knew about street code, and you may laugh, is watching television. When you see those movies and they talk about the street code and snitching and stuff like that, that's how I learned. Because other than that, I don't know. I was involved in a drug bust when let's see, my granddaughter's 27 years old, so I'll say 27. And I was at a friend's house, and I didn't know that her and her boyfriend were dealing cocaine and weed. I honestly didn't know. I was a new grandma. My daughter and I went over to her home to show off this beautiful grandbaby that I thought I had. In the midst, someone knocked at the door, and her kids weren't allowed to open the door unless she gave the okay. Some people are like that. So I didn't think anything. Asked who was it. She said something, and then she told her daughter, and we were sitting there to open up the door. The woman came in, looked around, and asked her for something in dealing with drugs. And my girlfriend said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. So I seen her looking around, but I didn't pay no mind. I said she seemed kind of nervous and she was, looking around. It was the DEA, honey.
Mm.
But what she did was go out. About 15 minutes later, there was a knock on the door. So my girlfriend was in the bathroom. I said, just a minute. And I called out. I said, she'll be with you in a second. She's in the bathroom. Next thing I knew, bam, I looked down and seen this big black boulder with a handle, I guess where they rammed the door with. It hit the floor. It hit the floor. I looked down and looked up, and the gun was right there between my eyes. Honey, I fell back. I thought I was gonna faint. I fell back in the couch and I went like this. Blessing, they ran my license and everything. I had no tickets. I didn't have any warrants or nothing. And the police officer asked me, did I understand what was going on? My answer was, I don't know, other than what I see on TV. He busted out. Said she can't be possibly. This chick is totally naive out here. She don't know what's going on. Just put her in the corner. I don't know other than what I see on TV.
I see on TV.
I was scared. Oh my God, I was so scared. I said, I don't know other than what I see on TV. Those cop shows. I don't know. I don't know. And he looked at the other officers and just went like this and said, you go sit over here. But it saved me. I didn't go to jail. They could have took my daughter. They could have took the baby and put him in foster home. I was
Yeah.
so naive. They figured that I couldn't have possibly known what was going on. They were throwing out codes. I'm like, I don't know what that. Well, do you understand what's going on? other than what I see on TV, I don't know. And I was serious. All I kept saying was, all I know is what I see on TV. I got so pissed off with my daughter because she had an attitude. I told 'em, "I don't care what they tell you to do it. If they say jump, you jump. If whatever it is, do it." Because I was afraid, and she had an attitude. Come find out years later, look where she is. She's Popo now.
That's funny.
But they had me undo the baby's diaper and check the diaper to make sure we didn't have drugs in there. And my daughter was like, "Why would I?" I said, "Just do it. It's just a baby. They're not, touching the baby's parts. Just take off the baby's diaper and hand them the diaper. Just give it to them. We could always put a new pamper on.
Just
Just
do it.
do it.
Mhm.
The baby's milk. Give them the bottle. Give them the bottle. They could look to see if something's in it. If they stick their finger in it and pour it out, no problem. We got formula. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." Oh my God, but that's what it was, honey. I told him I didn't know nothing other than what I saw on TV, and I was serious as a heart attack. I didn't know nothing. They said, "Boy, this young woman had the blonde wig on for real." I was a total bimbo. I had the blonde wig on for real. I knew nothing. They knew I was scared. "What is it that you want me to do?" That's what I told him. "What is it that you want me to do? You want to check me? Check me. Do whatever. What is it that you want me to do?" "I don't know anything other than what I see on TV that you do. That's all I know." And they knew I was so submissive and willing to. They were like, they did me a little pat. They had me go in the corner. And I can imagine with that mugshot, I probably was like this, you know. And they took my picture. And they took my picture with a Polaroid, and that was it. I bet if they pulled out that picture, I probably was like this, totally traumatized. Yeah, yeah.
You know, Miss TR, they probably had been watching that house for so long. They knew you were not like, they had to check you out. And I'm not the cops, but they had to have
They
known
probably
you
had
were
a
not a
feeling,
regular.
look, yeah.
Yeah.
But they took my picture, and I can imagine 27 years ago probably what I look like. You know, scared half to death. Scared half to death. I remember it was June 4th, 1992. Yeah, I remember that date. My girlfriend did time too. It was her boyfriend's drugs. She did time.
Oh man.
She did time for him, and I kept her younger kids from going into foster care because her older daughter was 18, and I said that she could take responsibility, and I'll make sure everything is, copacetic. And I helped her. I helped raise those kids with her older daughter while she did that time for him. It took her 3 years before she went to prison, and she straightened out her life. She turned everything around. They gave her, I think, 3 or 4 years regardless. He got away scot-free. He left her in jail, didn't give anything for commissary, nothing. She had it on her own.
Oh hell no.
I ran, I had her daughter. She would call me. They call me, by my government name, but they would call me auntie. And anytime she had a problem, she had to make a decision, she would call me up. I would be there to help them take care to see their mother. When her mother went in a halfway house, I helped them, do that. And her mother ran her household from the prison between the three of, her, me, and her oldest daughter, and guidance. And she would make the phone calls and make sure everybody was okay. I made sure her daughter paid the bills, with the money that came in. They confiscated everything that looked new. They figured it was drug money. Her, even down to her answering machine, they took everything.
Wow.
They said it was considered drug money. Mhm.
Petty.
Anything that looked new. Anything that looked new.
Petty, ain't they?
Huh? What you say, D-Cop?
Drop the link. Oh, I said petty.
Yeah.
Petty. The police was petty.
I
Took the
mean,
answer machine.
they even took the answering machine. Mhm.
Yeah.
and they tore her house apart. It took us 5 months to get that apartment together. When I say tore out, clothes all over the
Hmm.
floor, and that messes with you mentally, and you're trying to get things in order. It was horrible. It was horrible. I felt so bad for
Yeah.
her, but I said, "Girl, I'm your friend, and Imma stick with you. I don't care. Imma stick with you through this, and Imma help your family get through this. Your kids won't have to go into a foster home. We're gonna keep them together." Mhm. And I had to
Yeah.
sign
Miss
some papers and stuff like that, and we help keep it together. Kids have big respect for me, big respect. She tells me today, "You're the only friend that I can actually trust." And I had nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
I had nothing to do with drug bus, and when they said what the bus was, I looked at her because I was like, "What the" Here I am, one of your best friends, and I didn't even know what was going on.
wow.
We smoke weed every now and then, but I didn't know she was the one hustling it. I thought she was the one that, we get the money to go out and get it. I didn't know.
Miss TR, what happened to her boyfriend after that?
Oh, he karma got him years later. Something happened to him. He ended up losing both of his legs. He ended up in a wheelchair.
Ooh.
I don't know what happened
There
to
you go.
him. And then she forgave him. And then she said, called him by his name. We'll say, boyfriend A.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, he wants to talk to you. He wants to apologize. We need to forgive. I said, I forgive him from afar. I don't care. I forgive him from afar.
Mhm.
He's a non-factor to me. Once I tell you you're a non-factor, that's it.
How many years?
She did,
Well,
I think, 3.5, almost 4 years.
yes.
She went to
Stopped.
female prison,
Wait,
which is called at
Miss
the end
T,
up here. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hey,
Nadia.
hey, hey, guys. Nadia says I can't stay because my head
No,
hurts, but I'm
I'm
asking
sorry.
everyone to please pray for my father. His heart has stopped. Yes, sincerely. I will definitely pray for you. I am so sorry to
Okay.
hear that.
I am so
yeah.
sorry to hear that. Matter of fact, I'm going to pray right now. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we speak healing unto Nadia's dad, Father God. Give the doctors, the paramedics, all that he comes about wisdom on how to handle the situation, Father. I ask you to come down and breathe on her dad. Bring breath and life back into his body in the name of Jesus. Father God, I ask you to calm Nadia's spirit, Father God, for her to put her total trust in you, Lord God, that she too will get through this and that her dad will come through and she'll have a strong testimony to tell. Father God, I ask for your hands to be continually on this family while they go through this trying time. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
I'm so sorry, Nadia. I'm so sorry. But we got you. We got you. We got you. And I also pray that your headache, that's a stress headache. To get a ice bottle or some type of ice pack. You don't have it, get some frozen vegetables. Take it and put it on the back of your neck. Because what it is, when you start stress, those vessels in the back of your neck swell and they stop the blood flow. And it might be your blood pressure too. So if you can get your blood pressure checked, because we don't need, you're the matriarch of the family and we don't need you falling apart. Okay. So we need you to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
sweetie. We love you. So yeah,
Nadia,
that
if you have a cat, if you have a head of cabbage, pull one of the leaves off and put it on your head, on your forehead.
yes, do that. Yeah. That'll suck
Okay,
out
put
whatever
it.
it is. For whatever reason, cabbage is a healer and it sucks out just like um an onion will suck out a fever. So do that. And if you got some Tylenol, take that too. Okay? Because it's a stress
Yeah.
headache. It's a stress headache. So you
I
need
love
ice
you,
packs.
Nadia.
Yeah. And we love you. We love you. Really, we love you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boyfriend A, I got on him. Oh my God. I said, how dare. Was calling up. racking my brain and her daughter's brain. What they doing next? What she did? He was more concerned about her telling on him. She never told on him. She never told on him. And she did that time. And I think the only reason why she got 3.5, 4 years, because by the time it went to court, it took like 3 years before it went to court. And I honestly thought she was gonna beat it because she did a whole, what they call it, 390 degree turn on her life. She was working, she was staying out of trouble. She crossed her T's and dotted her, I mean, yeah, she crossed her T's and dotted her I's. And when she came and told me, she says, I got this time, I was like, oh my God, all that good behavior. And all he was concerned was she gonna, and I was here in court. He wasn't even in court. Nope. So as far as snitching, she didn't tell on him. And he wasn't no big daddy in the thing. She could have told on him, but she didn't. I guess sometimes they're afraid to tell. If they go to jail, then they get known as a snitch. That I could understand. But just out knowing that somebody did something to someone and they don't have to know what happened. That to me, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Miss Miss TR, I got a question because when you were saying, remember when you got the DEA come busting through the door and stuff like that, and you was like, "Oh no, I only know what's on TV," right? You
Mhm.
know, and if you could chime in on this, D Cop, do you think some of this stuff like is sensationalized? What I mean by this, just remember some of this when people are trying to help other people out on TV, you always find out that they the snitch. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm like, does this happen all of the time? Can anybody just do the right thing without being afraid of being thrown in jail, or is something behind this? From your experience, D Cop, is it over sensationalized on TV that everybody thinks that that's what really goes on?
Yes, and thinking people snitch. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, meaning you see on TV, you like not even like just say NCIS or all those cop shows and all that stuff. There's a lot of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
And no one
Mm-hmm.
wants to do the right thing because if you're found out as a snitch, somebody either gonna get you in the neighborhood. And I'm not saying this does not happen, but is some of that stuff really kind of over sensationalized with what people see on TV than what really happens in real life?
Yeah, yeah,
I
because
think. Mhm.
it don't happen that way that much. Not the way on first 48 and NCIS, whatever that other one, and the rest of them. No, people don't. It's not like that. I mean, I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen in like some projects, but not the way they show it in the first 48. Because every arrest they make, and they're in the interrogation room, or the police out trying to find out who seen what, and did anybody see anything, and just like everybody in that project is like, I don't know nothing, I didn't see nothing, I don't have nothing to say. It doesn't happen that much like that, because most people are not. I mean, yeah, it happened in the projects. They have murders and stuff, but it's not like that. Not the way they show it on first 48. It's like
Mhm.
everybody is saying the same thing. They don't want to. They don't want to talk because I got to live here, or so and so. Jim Bob would kill me. He killed two other people, and I'm not. I'm not. I got nothing to say. It's that. It's not that bad. Mm-mm. I pick up the phone, call the tip line. If
I know,
if you
right?
scared,
Yeah, and not only that,
yeah.
when the police is seen question, just don't answer no, shake your head no, so everybody can see that you're saying no.
Right, Miss Tiara?
So, no, no,
Um,
no, I ain't see
look,
nothing.
I'll be
I
like,
ain't see nothing.
no,
And then
I
on the
don't know
down low,
nothing.
I'd be like, I
Tell
see it. Yeah, I'd be like, look,
Hey,
look, look, look.
every time,
I'm making light of it, but I'd be like, nah, 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 I ain't do nothing. Yeah. On the down low, I'll send you a letter. Nah, 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 nah. I don't know nothing. You talk to my dear, I'll check you later. You know, it's like, mm-mm. Because how can you sleep with
I
that?
come to the precinct.
You don't have to come to the precinct. And not
I
only
don't
that,
know.
once they know that you know, they may out you out to keep you from telling. So damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yep, yep.
So I
And
don't know
then
what this young girl was it they just shot in the crowd and she just so happened to get in the way, where the gun went to shoot and she ended up going in front and it ended up getting her. But when you say you're laying on the ground, it's right in the submission right here. It's right here.
mm,
Yeah. You see it, and it must have came out the side or something because it's horrible. You see her laying on the ground. And they recorded
Mm-mm-mm.
it. Hmm.
It's
So
crazy.
believe me, whoever was next to her felt that
got
didn't feel the bullet.
all
They knew that sucker when it went by. I can tell you that much.
probably got some of her brains on them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You were so quick
Hey, peace, believe, and hope.
you were so quick to see somebody's demise. Let's see who we got. Hey, peace, love. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Please keep Nadia in prayer. Her father, heart stopped, so he must. Yeah, I'm assuming that he had a heart attack. So please keep the family up in prayer. Keep the family up in prayer. She adores her father. Her father, other than her two kids and her husband, that's all she has. As far as immediate family, that's all she has. Um, my mother just taught us you don't go to stuff where there's crowds because some things could happen, and you don't go and place it in a hood where there's crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Never, never,
Nope.
because there's always flying bullets. Always, always flying bullets in the hood. And I didn't.
And they ain't got no name on them.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
In my town, a little girl, I think she was 12. She was riding her scooter. I think it was Easter Sunday. I don't remember. It was on a Sunday. She was riding her scooter to the store and a straight bullet hit her. Bam, knocked her right there dead, killed her right there on the spot. Why was there a drive-by for this little girl? She was riding a scooter.
It
Yeah,
just breaks my heart.
yeah. But she's not the only one. Another child that was coming home from a basketball practice. Her and her girlfriend. Her girlfriend got shot. She got shot. She died. And her girlfriend woke up and was asking about her, and they had to tell her that she died.
Mm-mm-mm.
Why? I just don't get it. Why? Innocent, innocent, innocent. That one with the basketball, she was innocent because they were after her girlfriend's brother and they couldn't get him, so they got her.
Mm-mm-mm.
That, that's oof,
And this Frost Pride, what
crazy.
about this Frost Pride? This pride. You looked at me a certain way. Why are you staring at me? I could have been admiring the earrings you had on, and I was just looking.
Mhm.
I remember a woman cussed me out, and I tell her, I'm sorry. I said, I was admiring your haircut because I want one like it. And I looked at her. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, oh my God. When people stare at me, you know what I do? Hi, hello. I may think something like, "What the hell you looking at?" And but I smile. I go, "Hi, hello." You never know. My mother was like that. Anybody serious? She'd be like, "What are they looking at? They must have things that would go on in their mind." And I would say, "Mom, maybe they're admiring on something that you have on." People look at other people, see what they got on,
Hmm.
admiring your lipstick, looking at your earrings, looking at your wig. I'm big on eyebrows. I'm always looking at women in their eyebrows because I have this thing about eyebrows. And I'm always trying to do something with my eyebrows. I want them to look like that. And I'll come up and ask you, your eyebrows are so nice. What kind of pencil you use?
Right, Misty.
I do. I do.
Honestly, if you said that to me, I would laugh and then I would tell you.
And I would do that. Now it's up to
Hmm.
you. You're looking at me while I said, you know what? I see that you probably wondering why I'm staring at you. Your eyebrows are on fleek, honey. What kind of pencil do you use? I can't get a pencil. Can you tell me how you did it? Look at mine. I'm a cancer. I'm an ex-cancer patient. I'm still trying to get my eyebrows to be right. People look at you for different reasons.
It's true.
Yeah.
And they so paranoid. What kind of life you living that you think somebody, you CIA agent or something? You think FBI after you? I don't get it. When somebody stares at me, I smile. I may sit back and watch my back, but I smile and let you know that I know that you're looking at me at least. But it doesn't have to be negative.
Yeah.
Miss TR, I aspire to get to that point in life where I don't be like, what the heck you looking at? But I'm still in that mode. I don't like
Really?
it.
I don't. I
Yes.
don't do that. I don't do that. I literally smile and say, "Hey, hi," and then you get to know,
Yeah.
oh, I was admiring something or something like that. Or if they're looking at me, and then I'd be like, "Oh, let me keep an eye on them because I don't know what's going on."
Yeah, I mean, if it's a compliment, it's one thing, but it kind of it's unsettling to me. But I wouldn't. I'm not unapproachable. Somebody, as you said, like, wow, your eyebrows look good, or your nails, or whatever, and I'll tell them. It makes it like softens it for me. I'll be like, oh, okay, you're tripping. Myself
Yeah,
saying,
let me tell you what
but
Peace and Love said. Peace and Love said, I compliment people and women will give me the meanest look. Also,
oh,
she says, I gave an elderly a compliment. Her husband said, "What about my hair?" Though he made none. She stood up, smacked him with her very big old purse. She said she was just the sweetest old lady, but
oh my gosh,
she cracked him good.
oh my
But
goodness.
that's because he probably was like,
People just
she probably
stare at me.
she was admiring her, and he was like, "Well, what about me?" That's what they said about him. He whacked him. But
People
yeah,
stare at me. People stare at me. Sometimes I'll, give a half smile, but normally I have my shades on because I don't like people staring at me. I don't like them looking at me. I don't like them staring at me, and that's why I always wear shades. And I see them when they staring, and
hmm
sometimes I will,
yeah, oh
and
yeah, I
I'll do this in a
understand.
minute.
Let me ask you, ladies, what are the rules
But
what is going on with the rules in your state? Now I'm gonna tell you, so I'm looking up now. Virginia governor orders residents to stay home until June 10th or be fined or jailed.
Dang. Well,
what?
I'm talking about the longevity because where I'm at, and I'm gonna let I will say I'm following the school's guideline because the thing is, who's going to watch my son if I got to go to work? You know what I mean? And everybody is not doing that. I mean, who do you trust? And I don't mean like because you already got your folks set up, but you cannot see who has it, who has not. And some people are asymptomatic and have it, meaning they have it but have no symptoms. So I
hmm
guess I'm going to jail. I'm just saying.
They yeah, he says that you're all Virginia governor orders residents to stay home until June 10th. So that means stay home. That means for everyone.
Hmm.
So it's for you to stay home. So,
Mhm.
if you got to stay home, like Tita talks,
Hmm.
it's open for
Mhm.
her. So she's making money off it. You know how she's making money? She's taking care of these kids for the parents that do have to
Exactly.
go to work.
Mhm.
She's taking care of kids for those who do have to go to work. So she's making money.
I'm glad I ain't. I'm glad I'm not still working because I'll be at work.
Yeah. And if you had
At
young
work and
kids,
probably be and
yeah,
probably be have the coronavirus.
yeah,
You're probably
Mm.
right, Decop.
I
I
had to.
mean,
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
yeah. So, if you were in the police force and your daughter was young and school was out, unless of age to stay by herself, like about 12, 12 years old, 11 or 12 years old, and you just keep checking in on her and keep checking in on her. But like for me, because I'm retired,
Mhm.
my granddaughter, she had to work, she wouldn't have to worry about that. Right now, she's not working, so that's a blessing.
mm-mm.
But if she was, I'm home. My daughter has to go back to work. Soon as the full quarantine is over, she has to go back to work. I have to do two quarantines, too.
Oh,
I had to do my quarantine, which ended on Sunday. Now we have to do an additional 14 to make sure nobody else in the house is coming up with it.
It's crazy.
And then
I
my
mean, it's
daughter, yes, and then my daughter has to be retested with that thing stuck up in her nose, retested, and get cleared. And I have the
oh my
Board of
God.
Health, CDC, Board of Health calling me every day, evaluating me every day. And they told me as long as I even got a pinch of a cough, I'm not to go around anyone. So I'm still under quarantine. Yeah.
Let's see. Peace Love said, I just been home. I'm teaching the kids and we have only been to the store 2 times. My little ones don't go in and my husband is made to go 2 days a week. He has to then she say they gave him a paper to carry, got pulled over. Glad
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
better.
You have to have a release paper stating you have to have a documentation showing that this is what you
Okay,
have to
good.
do. In case you have the paper, you know who does that? Also Melissa Scott. That's
Hmm.
always in Tita's on Tita's channel. She has a piece of paper that she has to carry with her. And
Hmm.
she rides the bus.
Oh, I didn't know the
And then
bus was
also,
going.
yeah,
Like,
also, um, sad to say, I don't have it in front of me right now. Oh gosh, let's see if I can pull it up regarding who's live. It was Willie live or live Willie. Let's see if I can get him up. Let's see if I can get his page up, and I'm gonna tell you what happened on because that's where I got this information behind the woman who got shot for Willie D live. Yeah, he's a lot in the political.
oh, really did.
Yeah, Willie D. Okay. This is his let's see, let me show you what he has up here also today. You go to his Willie D. Oh goodness. Why isn't it up here? He might have taken it down. Oh goodness. It was a police officer purposely coughing on African Americans.
Mm-mm-mm.
I
Purposely.
seen that.
You saw that too? Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I was
Yeah.
like, you got to be kidding. So you saw that too, D Cop? I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's not there anymore. I
Yeah.
wonder if he had to take
People,
it down.
they probably snatched it.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
why people do crazy stuff like that. And that she purposely was going around coughing on people.
yeah. Hmm.
It's like crazy. She wouldn't have no teeth
Evil. That's
when I
mean evil.
finished. When
Right?
Yeah, decop's eye.
she,
Like, make my day, right? Make my day. Try me if you will. Make my day. You remind me of my
yeah,
daughter. My daughter's eyes talk for her. She get that buggy look like. And when I see you get the bug look, and then the top of her ears get red, I'd be like, um, um, guys, look, just let it go.
Mm.
I don't know.
I know she's getting ready to go ballistic. But yeah, but also, the bird
Yeah.
flu, the Siberian tiger, got COVID, and a couple of, and all the cats. They said a lot of the cats are coming up positive for COVID-19.
It's funny when you say that, referencing back to like the rules that we have. And it says, and this is what's interesting, which is an oxymoron, you guys, because it says essential critical infrastructure and activities work is necessary for operations and maintenance of the critical infrastructure sectors as identified by the National Cybersecurity Infrastructure Agency. La la la. Let's move on. Example of essential critical infrastructure work and activities. And these are the people are allowed to go to and fro
Hmm.
without, any problem. But right, the last one, I'll give you an example. It'd be like, okay, water, sewer, gas, electric. We still need that going, right? Um, garbage, guys, solid waste collection removal. But right at the bottom says childcare and daycare. Now, I think, how in what world? So this person, so you're bringing your children, obviously if you're going out, you're being exposed, you're coming out, are you separating yourself? I think it is such a neglectful, is negligent for everybody, because you might transmit that to the child who's going to the child care, depending on how many children. In this actual document, they're saying no more than 10 people can gather, but they're constantly moving them back and forth, Miss TR. And that's why I said this does not make sense, because I probably go to jail because I don't know where the child's parents been. You get where I'm going, even though that child care provider might be in place. And I feel sorry. They have essential retail, the grocery store. Of course, they got liquor stores. It's hilarious.
But those are private. Those are privately owned. At least in my town, all the liquor stores are privately owned.
Yeah, but they actually put it in this documentation, essential retail. Essential retail is a sale of consumer goods and services during time of national, state, or local disaster that is necessary to maintain a resident or essential business or a business supporting essential businesses. Liquor stores. I think it's hilarious. So, I was just like, okay, let me take my behind to the liquor store. All right. And but they do state food delivery services, which makes sense because some people cannot go out. Some people don't have, like, certain things that they can do. Some people are bedridden or whatever. Laundromats, like, thank God I fix my laundry, you
Hmm.
know, things of that nature. They got gun stores. I'm just saying. But it's just, I'm looking for the curfew. La 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 la.
Well,
Because
we have
I
a
just
curfew
haven't.
here. The curfew
You
here is
don't?
6 o'clock. We have 6 o'clock curfew. Everything shuts down at 6.
Okay.
I feel this way. Educate yourself on the hygiene, on how to protect
Mhm.
yourself. Like way before, I was telling people, now when people are starting to pay attention to it. When I first came on, and when I was sick, and YouTube shut me down 2 times,
You sure did.
I haven't got in the. It's still in my studio, the footage. It's just that I didn't take it or delete it. They stopped it, but it's still there. I'm gonna just edit and make some changes.
Mhm.
However, I was telling people the mask, all right? There are handmade masks. You can do it by hand. You can do it by glue gun. It doesn't matter. Put a piece of paper towel over it, and even if you don't do nothing, put a bandana up over your face. But I also said, get a pair of what goggles and put it on your eyes because, or some shades or something like that, because it has other ways to enter. Because in the hospital, they had mask, the surgical mask, and the face shields
Hmm.
dealing with me. And if it was that serious for them to have face shields, that's when I was like, guys, you better cover up your eyes because they can get in through your eyes. That's an open organ for them to get into the virus.
You're absolutely correct, Miss Dr.
And it's like, and they're also, it's not wise to wear gloves going into the supermarket because everything you touch is more and more bacteria, more bacteria. And if you don't remove that off, and then you go to, you're touching the bar of the basket, pushing it. So all that germs you accumulated on there, now you bring it to the car. Now you're touching what? Your car. You got to take the gloves off. Where are you disposing them at? On the ground? Or are you putting them in another plastic bag and tying it up? There's so many precautions for you to do. You got to handle it like you handle blood. You know how you handle raw blood?
Hmm.
You got to handle things just like you handle blood. Then you go in the car, you should have your wipes, your Clorox or your bleach wipe. Wipe down everything. Even just wipe that. You can even wipe your hands with the bleach cloth. Just wipe it off. What is the big deal? Bleach could go. Well, so what?
Yeah.
Wipe your hands off. Put it in a plastic bag, tie it up. Wipe off your steering wheel because everything you touch, even down to your stick shift, regardless if it's on the console or on the floor, everything is at stake. Loading your groceries up in the back, up in the trunk, pushing the thing for the trunk to open. All of that, you got to be conscious of it. And I'm sure people aren't. They said it's better for you not to wear any gloves and constantly wash your hands. Excuse me, wash your hands or put sanitizer. Gloves is the worst things for you to do. When I went in the hospital and I had the mask on and gloves, they made me take the gloves off. They said, no, you can't wear gloves. Here, we give you stuff to wash your hands. They wouldn't let me come in the emergency room with gloves on. So you think now, I would say put gloves on and touch your mail and open it and then properly discard your gloves. But you can't touch one surface and then touch another surface with the same gloves. You can't. You're cross contaminating. So you have to handle it like you do blood. Everything you take off. You'll be going through gloves, all right? Take this off, throw this. You gotta, you know, or have some a paper towel with bleach on it, and everything you touch, the knob, you just take it, and you have the glove and the bleach, the glove to protect your hands from the bleach, and the rag that has the bleach on it, and you just open doors and you do things with it. You got to know what you're doing, because if you don't know what you're doing, it's like going to a kid's birthday party and not wanting a cold. You protect yourself off of
Yeah.
the cold, but then you eat the cake and you got a cold because the kid that blew out the candles had germs.
Hmm.
It defeats the it defeats the purpose. Blow the candle out. Are you serious?
Or Miss TR, potlucks. I got this thing about potlucks and food I haven't seen prepared. I'm just saying.
Look, I'm open to some
No,
potlucks,
thank you.
okay? But if I know your bathroom habits when in the ladies' room, and I know you the shoes that I see that didn't go wash your hands, I'll be giving like
Right?
my sister and I worked at the same place, right? You ever see Beetlejuice? You ever see the
Yeah.
movie? Remember when he went like that over the guy's head and the head guy shrunk?
Yeah.
Well, my sister and I, when we go like this, that means it's poison. It's poison. It's poison. Like with the little rascals. Remember the little rascal? Don't drink
Yeah.
milk. Why? Because it's poison. My sister and I, we had codes, boy, with them people of non-color. Boy, we'd be like,
Oh my gosh,
and then she
right?
looked and we go, my stomach is sensitive. I can't eat and digest everything. They will have to buy, like they have to buy the cake. And then I watch people when they touch it, even for store, how they serve it. Why you just
Mm-hmm.
no? You touch it, you own it.
Right?
You touch it, you own it.
You're not hungry? No, I got a sensitive stomach. Miss B Town. I mean, Miss TR. I'm sorry. I do the same thing.
Mm-mm.
My ulcers are kicking in. That's just too
They
spicy
don't
for me. You
go.
don't like spicy food? Mm-mm.
And
No.
when I tell them my stomach is sensitive, and everything makes me poop. That's what I tell them. They don't. They do not question Miss TR. They even call me Miss TR on the job. Miss TR. My name is T. It's my initials of my name is TR. And they call me Miss TR. Miss TR. And I dealt with nurses. Miss TR. I tell them, my stomach's
Oh,
sensitive.
I
I'll
had
be in the
a laughing
bathroom in a
fit
minute.
because I thought it was just me. Okay.
Mm-mm,
So
mm-mm,
yeah.
mm-mm. Nope, it ain't just you. That's nasty. That's not nasty. That's nasty. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And us people of color, we don't like that stuff. And if Jamaicans and stuff, that and Haitians, they don't eat after people because they believe that people be putting voodoo stuff in their food. So they don't
Hmm.
eat everybody's food. You know, we ain't as bad as them, but my sister would go like this. She'd be like, and I'd go right past her. I'd be like, okay. And our friend Marcella, she's a family friend. We have codes. We have codes. And we go, and
Hmm.
you'll say, we're going, okay, we just be online, like pass it, pass it. Or we watch what each other will take, one another will take. And we know not to
Right?
take that one. Yeah, honey, I know the shoes. I know your shoes in the bathroom, and you did not wash your hands. And when I come back, I'll be looking for those shoes too. When I come out of here, I'll be looking for them shoes. And you know what? I tell. You know how you have your close little friends? I tell, don't eat that. And it's usually your people of color. You be telling them, They don't even question it. She don't wash her hands. That's it. That's all you have to say. She don't wash her hands. It's a done deal. Black folks don't eat after everybody. Mm-mm.
I just
No.
like, and if I had to participate, I always get like a bag of chips, okay, or something. I saw them literally open up, and I'm probably one of the first ones to get to
I get
that just open up thing.
I give money.
Mhm.
Excuse me, I give money to donate, but they be so proud coming in with their foods. I'd be like, no,
Hmm.
black folks don't eat everybody's potato salad.
No, ma'am.
Black folks don't eat everybody's macaroni salad. We don't eat that. Black folks only eat certain kind of macaroni salad. If it ain't got tuna in it, we ain't gonna eat it.
You know what, Miss TR? I think that's a East Coast thing.
It's a coastal,
Seriously.
really.
It's a coastal thing because my mom makes it with like salmon or tuna, But when I've gone around, they'll just have like a mayo and some relish in there and no fish at
That's
all.
that's people of non-color.
Okay, so
Black folks with black folks, when you say macaroni salad, we looking for tuna. Either you got tuna in there, you got some kind of fish in there, or
yep,
you got put this way, you got some kind of seafood in there. It's
yep.
either shrimp, tuna.
Tuna, salmon. It's those three that I've encountered. Yes, you're right.
And if it's a chicken salad, it's the same thing like tuna, but instead of having the tuna, you put the chicken in there. Other than
Mm-hmm.
that, we don't eat. We don't eat it. When you tell us macaroni salad and it's just mayo with some relish and some
Relish.
onions, not even eggs.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, mm-mm. And even with our own kind, we don't eat everybody's potato salad because we
It's
don't like
true.
soup. We don't like mush. We don't like slop. We don't even eat every one of another's potato salad.
It
No,
has to be verified. Exactly.
we funny about that. And your macaroni and cheese ain't just Velveeta, you know.
Yeah.
It was like it doesn't go like that. It's like nope, we don't eat it like that. So it is what it is, honey. We don't eat. There's certain things that culturally we don't. Hey, Rico, how you doing?
Rico said,
People that are Caucasian people. That's what I mean. They don't cook the way people of
like,
color cook. Melanated people cook.
mm-hmm,
Rico. There's a difference
mm-hmm.
between you could tell a Caucasian person's macaroni salad and African American macaroni salad. And we use eggs in our salad and in our potato salad.
Oh, yeah. Delicious. You say I'm delicious. How are you? I dropped out. Just dropped the link. Oh, she fell
I
out.
just dropped it. Give it a chance for it to come up. It should come up.
Hmm.
Yeah, I dropped it. There you go.
What happened to B Town? She couldn't ever get the
She
link.
said that she was trying to get in, but she didn't show back up. I clicked on her. If you go back and look, you can see I put her up on the screen every time.
Uh,
But she whatever it wasn't holding, but that's okay. She's probably in the chat monitoring. I'm
she
waiting
probably
for
sleep.
NYW to come back up so I could click her to come back up. I don't see you, NYW. I don't see you backstage
Uh,
yet. But yeah, it's just
she
certain
probably
things.
B Town probably sleep. B Town probably sleep. You know, it's
Either that or she's with Randy
her
chilling out.
time, but it's what. Hmm.
Yeah, it's 9 your time, but it's 10:30 our time.
Oh, okay. It's getting close to her bedtime.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But yeah. Well, okay, I got you.
Oh, I didn't even know. I was just talking and then realized I got kicked out.
Mhm.
I went outside and I forgot that I was connected to the Wi-Fi. And so
Okay.
it kicked me out
Oh,
immediately and then like reboot me on my data. So I was like, oh crap. But I was just
Uh-huh.
talking away. So
Mhm. But yeah, we're fussy about certain things, even our macaroni and cheese.
oh yes.
It's like, did you put egg in it or not? You know, is it just cheese and some flour mix? I seen some macaroni and cheese made. She took flour and butter and put it in a pan and made like a roux.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's different.
Yeah, that's actually I know the cheese version you're talking about, and then there's the roux version where you make the roux with the butter and you brown it, and then you gradually add the
The cheese.
freaking what is it, the cheese, and then you add
Mm-hmm.
milk in. But if you don't have that formula right, that's gonna come out nasty. I find that the
Ooh,
egg is
yeah.
so much easier to do, Miss TR.
That's right. You put an egg in it. You put cheese in. You could put more than you can use
Mm-hmm.
every cheese you got in the house, or
Yep.
or all fails, get Vavita and put it in there. But and I don't use regular milk. I use canned milk, and
Really, I use half and half.
well, that's close enough. I was
Yeah.
raised. See, half and half didn't come until years later. I did it the way I did it when I was younger, at 13 years old. They didn't have half and half when I was younger. It was your carnation milk and regular milk and skim milk. That's all. That's the only kind of and powdered milk. That's the only kind of milk you had. Now they got 1%, 2% lactose, this and all this other kind of stuff. Even my potatoes, mashed potatoes, if I either use it mashed where I mash potatoes or I use mashed flakes. I always used canned milk. I always used evaporated milk. We used when I was coming up, we used, evaporated milk when I was coming up was used as baby formula. We
Yes,
used
it
it for
was.
everything.
Yes, it was. You're
We used
absolutely
it for we
correct.
didn't have problems with our kids. They were raised on evaporated milk. Evaporated milk tastes pretty good. It's a sweet milk. It was
You are right
evaporated
about
milk.
that. Shoot, that's dating me back because that was my younger sisters that got evaporated milk while we were back east. But, my mom did always have evaporated milk in her shells, but I guess we kind of went away from it. But
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right about that,
That was the closest to breast milk because if you weren't breastfeeding your baby had carnation. They didn't even have the no brand name. It was carnation.
right?
It was carnation milk. So if you weren't breastfed, you had the carnation milk. They didn't have formula until the like mid 70s when they came out with baby formula. Because I know
And
my daughter is a 70s kid. She's a 73. And she couldn't handle the formula. I put her on carnation milk, and that's the milk she drank.
it worked out. And she
And it worked
healthy,
out.
right?
She was very healthy. She could not drink it. It was they tried the soy. She was always throwing it up. My mother was like, "Put that baby on what y'all were raised up on." She went and got that carnation milk, put that milk, and you boil, put that water in it and boil and sanitize those bottles the old-fashioned way in a
The
pot
glass
of
bottle,
water, a
right?
glass bottle and a pot of water, and you boiled it with the milk and everything got done. And that's what she drank. And my mother used to tell me to go send me to the supermarket to get the old bananas, when they almost all brown and looking all messed up. She says you buy that, and she used to have me mash it, just whip it and mash it with a fork and feed it to her.
Yep.
That's how they did it. And I did baby food, but with my little man, we did. He didn't eat baby food. He went from cereal, to formula, to cereal, baby cereal, and eventually food. Now his mother, my oldest granddaughter, I used to lie to her. I used to buy her stage 3 baby veggies, and I used to put it in a bowl and put a little bit of butter in it. I used to tell her it was soup. And she used to just say, "Can I have some soup with some toast?" That's how I got her to eat her vegetables. "Can I have some soup with some toast?" I said, "Sure, baby." They thought yogurt was ice cream.
Right?
I would lie to them. So, "Oh, you want ice cream here?" And they were raised up thinking that yogurt was ice cream. Even my daughter. "Can I have some ice cream?" I said, "Go in there and get the yogurt." I would tell go in there because it come in the individual cups, so it was personalized. And she would eat it thinking the fruit yogurt, thinking it was ice cream. And sometimes I would freeze it. hmm And also, my oldest granddaughter, when the ice cream truck come around, I used to tell her it was the dancing truck. So every time she would hear it, she would start dancing. I didn't let her know it was
Oh,
I didn't let her know it was the ice cream truck. Are you kidding me? Not all the time I had, $2 $3, or to go get her some ice cream or something. Are you kidding me? We always had the stuff in the refrigerator. So every time she heard the truck, she would start dancing because I told her it was the dancing truck. Yes, I did. I was like, no. For what? For a doggone ice pop, $3, and they be coming by every day. I didn't have money like that.
shoot. They
Mm-mm.
weren't even the good ice cream either.
No, I got her freeze pops. You know the kind, the freeze pops you push. It's like Kool-Aid being in it, and it freezes. And you push it up. We even get that for little man. We buy it by the box full and put it in the freezer, and he just gets to tell us what color he wants.
Right?
I ain't gonna do all that. What? What? Uh-uh. Told her it was the day, and every time she hear ding 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 ding, she be just getting down. Yeah, I said, "Get it, boo. Get it, boo. Get it, get it, get it." Yeah, "Get it, boo. Get it." She be working out, just doing whatever, the kids do. They be like and jumping,
That's
I
actually
say, "Get
very
it, boo."
smart. I love it, Miss Tia.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I knew the ways. I knew the shortcuts. Mhm. I knew the shortcuts. Yeah, did it. I did it with all of them. I did it with all of them. My daughter, she just thought yogurt was ice cream, but the ice cream truck was the dancing truck. And little
Oh my
man, he
goodness.
can't have ice cream, so he'll tell you when he hears the truck, he goes, "I can't have that, right? I'm allergic." I said, "That's right." And I have to tell him. He said, "Well, tell me, tell me." I said, "You can't have that. It's allergic." He goes, "Okay." He says, "Gigi, tell me, tell me." I said, "Well, I gotta tell you. Just tell me." "All right, you can't have it. You're allergic to it." He goes, "I know, I know, I know. I can't have it."
Oh my goodness.
That's
Yeah, my little man, my little man. He's something else, boy. He's something else. Yeah. But I told him, "Nope, you can't have it. You cannot have it." So he automatically knows. So when he hears the trucks, he goes, "I can't have that, right?" I go, "No, you're allergic. You can't have it." So he pretty much, it's sad. He can't have cake. He can't have anything gluten. He can't have anything red. He can't have wheat. He can't have oats, rice, beans, honey. He eats a lot of rice and beans and gluten-free pasta. And he only likes chicken and he likes tuna fish. That's it. Nothing else.
That's celiac, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
He just can't. The gluten, he has eczema so bad that he bleeds.
Oh.
It's horrible.
Oh my goodness,
Mm-mm.
poor baby.
Yeah, so we have to control everything through his diet. Every now and then he'll get pizza. Yeah, but now they're starting to sell pizza at certain places, gluten-free pizza. But yeah, he gets pizza and then we have to watch it because we'll see him start breaking out like around his ankles and stuff. And we say, you can't have no more because you're allergic, and he can't have Benadryl. He has to have special medication. So yeah, so I do rice and he loves jasmine rice. So I do rice and I put a little bit of oil in the pan and I put the rice in there and I cut up an onion really fine and I put the colorful peppers. He doesn't eat green peppers, but the red, the yellow, and the orange, I cut it up real thin and I put it in there and with the tuna and I kind of fry it a little bit and then I steam it down a little bit and he'll eat a whole bowl of it. Goes, "Oh, I want some rice and tuna," or "I want porridge." Porridge is the Indian cornmeal.
Mm-hmm.
I make porridge out of it, which is very healthy for kids. And what else he does? He can't have maple. He can't have oatmeal. He can't have none of anything like that. Oh, farina he can because farina is not wheat; it's rice.
I used
But
to love farina.
I
Oh my
love farina, honey.
goodness.
I put my butter and sugar, and then I gotta have my canned milk in it. It makes it creamy.
Oh.
If I don't have canned milk, I'll settle for the half and half, but I prefer canned milk. Ooh, I whip that up. I'd be like, mm.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
it's
a
and it's
East
good
Coast
on the
thing.
stomach. Yeah, and it's good on the stomach too. Like, ooh,
I
yes.
used to eat farina all the time and I used to eat cream of wheat all the time. And then when we moved from back east, the only thing that we really could find was like oatmeal. I mean, it's okay. It's not nasty, but I really, whenever I see like cream of wheat or farina, I snatch it because, not living on the East Coast, trust me, it's an East Coast thing,
Really,
you
my
know.
daughter was raised on maple.
I remember maple. Oh my God.
I still have it. She still eats it. Maple. Yeah.
Yes.
And when
So,
I fix my grandson the Indian head cornmeal or any kind of cornmeal, and you just cook it, and it's not harsh. It's not like grits. It'll come out smooth. I put
Hmm.
the butter in it, I put the sugar in it, and I take pancake syrup, maple syrup, and put in it and whip it up. And although he's not allowed to have dairy, I put a teaspoon of the evaporate milk in it and whip it up. And he'll eat a big bowl of it to where he got itis, honey. He's comatose and he's ready to go to bed.
Making
That's
me
like a
hungry.
nice sack for something to go to bed before he goes to bed. Mm-hmm. He'll say, I want porridge.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. And he'll look at something. If it doesn't look like the way I cook it, he'll say it's fake. It's not real. He has this thing that everything is fake. He looks at it and it doesn't look like the way he used to see it. He goes, "Oh, that's fake. That's not real. I'm not eating that."
he reminds me of somebody I know. Oh my goodness.
But I think that's a little bit of the autism and the OCD. They have to have
Exactly, my
everything the
son.
exact same way.
It better be right. It
If it
better be
ain't right,
right.
right, he ain't eating it. And I mean, he will cry and fight, and I be trying to get him to eat it, but he be fighting me. I'd be like,
Yep.
"Oh God, forget it. You got to eat something. I'm not gonna keep cooking stuff over and over and over and over." But that's what he does. That's surely what that little man does. So, but yeah, that's the OCD, autism, and all that other stuff that goes along with it.
My son went back to the school telling the lunch ladies about their cooking, and he had been doing it for years, Miss TR. And I had a conference one time, and we were sitting in this conference, and they go. I came early, and it was during lunchtime, and I told my son, "Hey, you want to go to lunch?" He was like, "I don't want to go there. The food is disgusting." And he was like, "We know." My son's name Jeremiah. "We know, Jeremiah. We got a new lunch lady. Why don't you give her a chance?" He says, "Mommy, I only eat the fruit, and that's suspicious." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, they have to have consistency. One little, even if it's tilted the wrong way, they pick up on it.
Yes.
But like
Yes.
you said, you put syrup in the bottles for a laxative. I only did it with curry syrup. Curry syrup, the real dark one, almost like molasses. The curry syrup I put in there. And my doctor from our pediatrician always used to say curry syrup, only curry syrup you put in there. Molasses is too much, but the curry syrup comes in three different types. They come in the light brown, and the dark. It's very dark, not as dark as molasses, and that's what you put a little bit in. It sweetens it just right, and it helps them. Yeah, it's used as a laxative for babies. Yes, but the regular like Aunt your mama syrup and stuff like that, that's not really good for them. That's really like it's a different type of glucose syrup. It's totally different. But curry
You
syrup,
talking about
it's been since
curl,
the early 1900s, and that's what they use. Curry syrup.
the
And
white, that clear syrup, it's
curry
clear.
syrup comes in three
That's what.
different colors. It comes in the white, which is the clear, and the light brown, and then the dark brown. The dark brown is what you put in babies' bottles to help them go to the bathroom. Like if you feed them a lot of rice cereal, it'll bind them. So what you do is put a little
Mhm.
bit, like a teaspoon in their full bottle with their cereal in their bottle and shake it up and give it to them. And it'll make them full. Because see, rice is to bind you. Like if you're sick and you have diarrhea, if you eat bland rice, rice and bananas bind you.
Mhm.
Hmm.
My mom used the white can. She put the white can in that bottle,
Oh,
and
okay.
in the. Mhm.
And honey, you
Mhm.
can't give kids honey because some kids are allergic to bees and you can't use honey. And I'm talking about real honey. I ain't talking about that fake stuff in the little teddy bear. I'm talking about real honey. Honey, that stuff in the teddy bear, it has a pinch full of honey and the rest is glucose. It's not real
Mm.
honey, but when you get that other, the raw honey and stuff like that, not all kids could have that because kids today are allergic to it. Like peanut butter and jelly. How are kids allergic to peanut butter and
I
jelly?
know, right?
What kid wasn't raised up on it? You
I don't
can't have
know.
peanut. I don't know. It must be something that they're putting in the fields where they can't eat
Hmm.
it because peanut butter and jelly, the kids, they smell peanut butter, peanuts, and they be going in convulsions and need the
Yeah.
EpiPen and
Yeah.
stuff to the point where, airlines are not supposed to serve you peanuts anymore because the smell of peanuts can cause somebody to have a heart attack. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
Hey,
know. I
kitten zombie.
just go on, Decop.
Oh no, I'm just speaking to kitten zombie.
Oh, okay. I when my children were little, I like introduced food. I didn't like because I noticed, and I believe what you're saying, Miss TR, but like some folks just would completely avoid it. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And some things you have to put in your diet to get a tolerance for.
Mm-hmm.
There's people who have severe allergies. I understand that, and then there's a new generation that don't feed this because this might happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was giving my son strawberries. I mean, it was either I was gonna find out or not when he was young. You see where I'm going? He had
Mm-hmm.
peanut butter. I gave him wheat products, all stuff, and he doesn't have that issue. So it made me wonder, is it by genetics? Because we're so many generations where nobody was really having these issues versus, when my son went to kindergarten, I mean, we were told we could not, send peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because of what you said. Some child might like go into some type of shock. And I was like, well, I actually got in an argument with them. I was like, well, why don't you separate those children from the
But
other
it doesn't matter.
children?
But the smell in the air triggers it.
I
When I
guess
when
so.
I was coming up, we used to, you give your little 15 or 25 cents for the week and you get your little milk carton every day to eat, drink.
Hmm.
Kids can't even drink milk now.
I know.
And even me, I can't. There's something that they did with the cows where they produce their milk and it's messing with my stomach.
I'll go with you on
I
that
can't eat
one.
ice cream. I can't eat ice cream. I loved ice cream. I haven't been able to eat ice cream for 10 years now. Are you
I, s-
kidding me?
I
I eat
know.
ice cream. I can't go anywhere for the rest of the day. I'm in that bathroom. Everybody in the bathroom. And then I'm bending over, telling God I'll never do it again to help me. Because my stomach be hurting so cramped up.
I religiously drank milk until about maybe 13, 14, and then I didn't want it anymore. It was not settling well, like you said.
Mhm.
Now I love me some ice cream. I will eat some ice cream, but what I found out was it depends. Not all ice creams were equal from the same brand. That would make me want to go to the bathroom, like you said, Miss TR. So I don't know what that is, but the only reason why I probably get dairy in my life or even vitamin D is because I take the vitamin D supplement and I might put some cream half and half in my coffee. And that's how I tolerate it.
Well, yeah, but honey, I cannot. And every now and then, like if I'm backed up, I'll go and eat a tablespoon of ice cream, and that'll clear that up right away. Um, right
Right?
away. Because I'd be like, oh, my daughter said, well, there's ice cream. Go take about a couple scoops of ice cream, and it's
Yeah.
painful. It's painful.
So
This
your
pain
stomach
in my
crack.
stomach. Oh my God. I'll be sweating bullets. I'll be like, oh Lord, I never do it again. I know. Why did you do that? Why did you go and do that? I'd be arguing with myself because of the pain. But I haven't been able to drink milk in about 10 years, a little over 10 years. No ice cream. Sometimes I can't eat, and I love eggs and cheese. Sometimes I can't eat that. I start throwing up. I can't.
Even with the little bit of cream in my coffee, I know the difference versus no cream.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I totally understand what you're
yeah,
saying.
it'll make me go to bathroom, but it won't cramp my stomach. I don't like milk in my coffee. I have to have half and half or evaporated milk.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it in my coffee. And I don't drink and I don't put sugar in my coffee. Now, if it's the flavored milk, I'll deal with that. But and it'll make me go to bathroom, but it doesn't cramp my stomach. But I just can't do the dairy thing anymore. And that and I'm like and I want it and then sometimes it's okay and other times I'm like and another thing I love pot roast. I can't eat pot roast anymore. The beef. I
Really?
can't yeah, I can't do beef anymore. The beef makes me regurgitate. I throw it up right away. Within about 20 minutes, I'm in the bathroom
Goodness.
throwing up. I can't my stomach I have issues with my stomach anyhow, and I had diverticulitis a lot when I had the chemo, and there's just certain things I can't tolerate anymore. So now I make the rice milk, and everything is fine. Everything is fine. I know Love Blake tried it and she didn't like it. She said it tastes like mush cereal, oatmeal or something, but you have to strain it really good and you have to put a lot of water in it because it's thick like half and half or heavy cream. And rice is bland. You could turn it into whatever you want. So whatever flavor extract you want in it, that's what it'll taste like.
I would think it would be really good ice cold too, you know?
Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm gonna try that and have it ice cold, and then maybe put it in a blender with half a banana and make it
Mm-hmm.
into like a milkshake. Yeah,
Right?
but it's really good. And Jamer, oh, I can't say his name sometimes. Jamie, Jamie, he said it worked for him, and he had GERD, and he says now it's a steady thing that he uses, that he keeps in his diet, and he makes it all the time now.
I shared your video with my family because on the norm, they just are trying to be more going toward the veganism and everything. And I'm not. I'm just going to say it. But I'm going to see if anybody tried it, because
Yeah.
it did look really good. Because I was like, okay, if I do get to this time because of this, pandemic, I'm going to try it. Matter of fact, I can try it tomorrow just to see, But
But
I
you
was
really
thinking,
need a good strainer. You need one of those
hmm
like mesh strainers really. And strain it
yeah,
like twice. Before you put any sugars and stuff in it, strain it because that pulp, you could put it in a jar of water
okay,
after you do it and then keep it there from and then just use the water, strain it again, just use the water and use that water to rinse your hair as a rice
oh
rinse.
yeah,
So you could use it for so many different things. But once you strain that water, when you put it in, you put that rice in your blender and you put that water and you let it go until you think it becomes almost disintegrated. Then you just let it go through a mesh strainer and let it go through it again at least twice. And then
okay,
when you taste that milk, it's going to be so thick, you're going to have to put more water in it. You're going to have to.
okay.
Because you're going to be like this when you drink it. You know how you drink a milkshake and you're like this?
Trying to pull it through the straw, right?
When your jaws are like, and you're so,
Right.
that's how it goes. It's like, it's so thick, you'll be like, but that's when, after you strain it, that's when you put your vanilla extract or your almond extract or even lemon. If it's extract, you could put in it. You cannot take a lemon and squeeze it in there.
That almond really sounds much better. I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna go with the almond. It sounds
Or you
really
could take,
good.
how about orange? Orange.
Yeah,
Orange
it's
extract.
true.
Oh my God, and put it in there. It might taste like a creamsicle ice cream or something.
Do you remember ice milk, Miss TR?
Hmm.
Yeah, like freeze it like ice milk.
Yeah, and you could put strawberries in it, strawberry flavor stuff in it, and then freeze it and sit back. And speaking of freezing, Decop, do you use the straws I got you?
Yes. Yes.
How? What do you think? What do you think about how do they feel when you use them?
Good, because
Uh,
whatever I have in my cup, the straw be cold, and you
yeah,
suck it through. Yeah, yeah,
I like mine.
yeah.
It's like whatever the temperature your product is, it stays that way through the straw. And
Hmm.
it's like something
Yep.
cold, and then the straw gets all frosty and sweaty, like
Something.
from it being cold. I like that. And you're saving the environment.
Hmm. Yeah,
Hmm.
I like those straws.
Yeah, NYW, you said if you send me your address via email, I'll send you one too, a packet.
Well, that's very sweet of you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, just give me your address, your first initial and your last name. I don't need to know your real name, just your first initial and your last name so it matches up so the stuff doesn't come back to me. We don't
Okay.
want another, what happened, like what happened to Nadia.
Okay, Mr. Hart.
Like I don't want it bouncing back to me. And it won't bounce back to me. It'll bounce back to Amazon. And I'll be wondering why you didn't get it, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm giving all the wild panel, people on the wild panel straw. So if you're chilling and you sipping only the wild panel has the straw and you can sip.
I think
And
that'd
you
be a great
put it
idea.
in your beer.
Yep.
I know,
You
but
can
I
put it in
drank
your
my
beer.
last
Your
beer.
Honey, you put it in your can. You have your canned beer and it's real nice and
uh,
cold. You put that straw in it, girl. You ain't gonna want to drink at nah.
eh, that
It,
that
it
straw
tastes
gets some
good, right?
condensation on it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. At the condensation, it be nice and cold, and it's sitting there, and you see the condensation showing that it's real cold, and you drink it. You get brain freeze. You get all that excitement.
That is
Yep.
funny.
Yep, yep, yep,
It be
yep.
good.
It's good, boy. It's good. I have mine, and it gets. I think it's either a pack of 6 or 8. It depends.
Well,
What
Yeah.
I'm able to get.
when
Hmm.
I brave the stores again just to get a beer, a 6 pack, I think I'm gonna have to get a 12 pack this time because I
And
don't
not only
plan.
that, it's safer. You can wash the top and you put the straw in and you don't have to worry about the germs being on the container, even if it's a
Okay.
bottle or whatever. You don't have to worry because the straw.
Right? Makes
Hmm.
Hmm.
sense. It
So
makes
that
complete
helps
sense.
right
Yeah.
there. But I love my straws. I was like, ooh, when I got them
Oh yeah.
and they came as a special deal, I said, well, let me try these straws. And to save the environment, I was like, ooh, I like this. I like this.
Hmm.
And it gave me purpose. Nadia and B Town should be receiving theirs pretty soon. So you know, you go on here, you'll see my email, and you give me the information, and I'll confirm it to make sure it ain't nobody posing as you, and
Okay.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I like my straws. I enjoy my straws, and
Yeah.
they know it's mine and they don't touch it.
Well, I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
it because summertime. I like summer, but this year I really want it to be hot as possible. Okay.
Well, oh, boy, I think they're full of it with Corona, with the um, COVID-19, and I'm gonna tell you why. When it's extremely cold, cold kills germs
Hmm.
in the air.
Yeah.
Cold kills germs. Although we didn't have much of a cold like below zero, but cold kills germs, and heat makes bacteria grow unless it gets a certain type of heat. So I don't know what you're talking about. I
Like
think
I would think like places like Louisiana, Georgia, certain places, even New York gets really humid in
mhm.
August, and so in that area, that it would not be cool because of the humidity.
But a lot of
However,
these places, like that are extreme, these tropical places are extremely hot, and they got the COVID-19 over there. So and that's heat. So what's the problem?
that's true. That's true. I mean, that's a good valid point.
What's the
That's a
problem? They
good
li they
point.
lying. We ain't heard nothing about Alaska yet, but heat I mean,
Yeah.
cold kills bacteria.
Alaska has it. It
Mm-hmm.
oh, a definite fact. My son is stationed in Alaska.
All
They
right.
got
Oh,
it.
good.
And they cold
Oh,
is they Siberian type
yeah.
cold over there,
Yeah.
okay? Their summers are 70.
Mm-hmm.
That's their summers. So
Yeah.
they full of crap. They full of crap. They full of crap.
So which
It's
way to
something
go?
it's
Wow.
a bacteria that's like it's a super bug. And I think it's something that got out of hand. And you know what they're doing too? They're testing certain vaccinations over in Africa for the COVID-19.
I heard about that. I heard about that.
I've
I
seen
s-
it. I've
mm-mm-mm.
seen it on YouTube where they were actually doing it and a whole write up on it.
As
They
guinea
can see.
pigs. It's just ridiculous. And get
Mm-hmm.
this, they are paying these people, but these folks are desperate that they're going to like the most rural region area. You know what I mean? Where people are just kind of on the desperate side compared to like the big cities. Because when people think about Africa, they think it's as one country, but I believe it's in the Congo or something like somewhere in
Mm-hmm.
there. They go on where people are really desperate and they go on to test it,
Mhm.
especially like with the malaria medication. Like we actually can sustain it longer than anybody, as a people, because I don't know, our systems can take that malaria drug. It's a very, very harsh drug, you guys. It's very harsh. But I mean, to be testing it out, I'm not saying they're doing the malaria part, but whatever they're doing, it's wrong. I know they need people to test it out, but just to go over there to do that and test it on them and then bring it to the world, no matter, you don't
Yeah,
know what. It's
they're
like
using them as guinea pigs. That's what they're
guinea
doing.
pig.
Yeah, but they do that to third world, which is the Congo
Mm-hmm.
part. They'll do
Mm-hmm.
that to the very poor in India that are growing
Mm-hmm.
third eyes, in the middle of their head, or their nose is over here, and their lips are
And
down
got
here, and
skin that look like a
all that
crease,
other
huh?
stuff. That's what they do. That's what they do to those people. It's like
I see
this
this
is
guy had skin like the bark on a tree. His hands were like that. I'm like, what the heck?
that's
They
only in
get
third world. That's only in third world. You don't find that
mm-hmm.
crap over here. That's because
Exactly.
that's because they're
Mm-mm.
experimental people. They're experimenting. Even over here, you know
That's
who
too
they mess
much.
with over here in the United States? They mess with the Native American because they're breed off right there, and they're self sufficient in their food. They grow their own food and all this other stuff. So they mess with their water, and the water becomes dumping grounds.
Or the Tuskegee. Not no, is it Tuskegee? Not the
Yeah.
Tuskegee.
Well, that was a long
Um,
time ago that they did
yeah, with the
with the
syphilis.
syphilis. But
Yep.
remember last year and the year before, Alaska was fighting because of the water spill
Oh
that they were
yes.
doing towards the Indians, and then they were killing them because they were telling them. They were downright
Hmm.
out shooting them and killing them.
Yep.
The government was doing this to them. And they stood their ground. They said they're ruining our water. We cannot fish. We cannot eat. Everything. How are we to live?
Mm-hmm.
Alaska did that. And
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nebraska and places like that. That's where they be messing with the indigenous people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what they do. And it's like the government does that, and they put them on their own reservations, and then they mess with them. They do things, dumping grounds. They're always messing with their water. Because if they mess with their water, that means they can't feed because their crops that they grow, the fish that they eat, the animals drink the water, they come contaminated, and then they end up getting cancer and all this other stuff. Because if you're able to mess
Mm-mm.
with the water, that's one thing about the states is worried about. Um, People like Al Qaeda and like that, they
Yeah.
don't want them to mess with our water
Mm-hmm.
because if they mess with our water, they're able to wipe us all out. Look what bad water did to Flint, and it's still
Exactly.
not corrected. They're dropping like flies. The old people, I'm not old and the poor that are over there. Over here in North, over near where I'm at, same thing. They had a problem with the water, and then they had the audacity to charge. Over here in my town, Eastside High School, they found lead in the water
Oh
because the
man.
pipe. Yeah, because the pipes were old, and that's what they were doing with the students. Oh, you could buy water if you want to drink. You got to be kidding me.
Buy water.
They have to buy water now. My baby, we supplied her with water. She had two bottles of water to bring to school every day.
Mm-mm-mm.
They were charging the students. A lot of them students, parents are on welfare and stuff like that. They got to buy water. The city is allowing those pipes. They're old and everything, and they're producing lead because they're old, they're rusted and old. They're not copper pipes.
You know they haven't changed them. You're absolutely correct.
And then you want to charge the students if they want water in the cafe, they have to buy it. That water should have been free. I could see them
Mm-hmm.
limiting them to a bottle of water or two. They're only allowed to have two a day, or like when they're in home. What do they call it? Home. Your first class is usually what? Your
Home
home.
studies.
Yeah, your
Home.
home study. That's where you get the attendance and stuff like that. And they could give the um the water out in their first class, where they had the attendance, maybe they're allowed 2 bottles a day and that's it, everybody. But to actually charge them for water when they should have had it where they could have decent water
And you know what? See,
to drink.
that happens because they had a bill to build a new school because like in the more built up neighborhoods they had all these brand new schools because they had all these housing developments. But in the older part of town, I mean, the building was like literally falling down. So the superintendent, as local voting, you vote on like these measures that they have, and he was really seriously trying to sell a football stadium for the high school, and everybody looking at him like the football stadium, and these kids are like in in freaking trailers. The trailers are even old. It's so old. I mean, they keep trying to repair everything. So when you say that, if the school itself is 60 years old, the building, you tell me, do you think they have copper pipes or do they have lead pipes? You see
Right.
what I'm saying? So why
That
should these?
school
Yeah.
was the school where my mother went to.
Mm-hmm.
And
60 years old.
all they did was add on trailers. My mother, before she died, she was 82 years old. She went to that school. It's like this school was like in what, 1950 something. And it's like,
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I said, well, is there water fountains? Oh no, they have a sign on it and they covered it up.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, it's like they don't care in the poor neighborhoods. They'll do that where I mean, it's about, and I don't want to sound like anybody else getting out there and vote and bringing up these topics, because they don't. I realize when you're okay, you have like you ever been in a mature neighborhood? It's not that it's a bad neighborhood, but like I
Hmm.
said, the neighborhood is probably the oldest neighborhood in the town. Doesn't always mean it's a bad neighborhood. But then
Hmm.
when they make new housing developments, everybody flocks to the newer, nicer stuff. Got it, right? So then
In
you
the
have
meantime,
people.
they have the urban kids going to these other schools.
Exactly. And then it's like, okay, where I live, there's a golf course around us and they have nice houses, but it's the older part of town. So you understand. So there's a
Hmm.
lower, it's like a cusp side of town. It could either be good or bad by a block or two. And then it'll just keep changing. You get where I'm going? So what happens is, I noticed when I had moved in this area, you know, going to my son's school, they expect you to be a certain way. And I'm going to put it out. I'm like, I know you're not talking to me like, I don't have half a brain here. And then what happens, that's why I remember I was talking about the art. Remember I was telling you, Miss TR, and
Yeah,
uh, they were trying to pull a whole bunch of crap. But when you're in these type of neighborhoods, people do not educate themselves, or if you do, they try to they don't like seeing you coming because they know they full of crap,
right.
and all the other parents are trying to figure out what's going on with you because you are holding their feet to the fire, as to say, look, why is this happening here? Like, just because we're in a circumstance doesn't mean you cannot provide the same quality of education or provide the same perks that the other students are having literally 5 minutes away. I'm serious. And then it's
Yeah.
funny, when I first got there, the teachers would be like, I'll put it in this way, in this analogy. I've said it, and this is law. No, it's not. I don't know who you've been talking to, because but I'm gonna tell you what I expect of you. Okay, and they don't like that.
Well,
And it to hear that is so sad. Like Flint that today makes me upset that those folks are still, and you know what, for a minute, Miss TR, they were providing these folks water. Okay.
Mhm,
And it
mhm.
slowly just waned away,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now,
just waned away, and they still haven't fixed the problem. But you see all this money spent on stuff that we don't need. It could be like allocated this amount of money to fix their water problems. So I completely believe you when you say that these folks in your town have their children drinking lead water, and they will not provide something that they need to drink or do during the day, because that is their place of business. Even though they're in school, that is what they're supposed to be doing for the day. And you mean to tell me you got people who cannot afford much, but they're trying to provide an education for their children, and you can't even get Walmart water? Consider it something, and
yeah.
allow them. I'm not talking about the parents, to get them, something to drink. Because I know for a fact my son drank water like it's soda. I've never seen anything like it. It's good for him. I'm glad he likes water. But you can't tell him he only has 2 bottles to ration for the day. And
mhm.
I got to provide him money. But if I knew that situation was going on, of course, I'm going to give the money to my son. But I'm going to be going to these meetings. People don't realize you have to get
Yeah, you do.
involved in
You
a
have to get involved.
local level, because I don't need to vote, and I don't want to like
Oh
sound
no. Mhm.
like a broken record, but stuff like that, it should be up uproar. What they do in Flint, Michigan doesn't happen everywhere, but we already know most of Flint is, you know a people of color, and it's unfortunate.
Now, I read up on it was like last year. This African American guy created a machine that will clean the water. It was like a truck, and you can actually, like, you can pull it up, you can clean the water. Don't you know they threatened to put him in jail and they shut it down?
Oh my goodness.
Google him. Black African American male found a way to clean water. Google it. They threatened him and everything. Yup. And you know what they're probably going to try to do? Steal the patent of it. That's probably what they're going to do. They told him he couldn't do it. He couldn't use it. Found
Oh
a way
wow.
to
That's
clean the water
unbelievable.
for Flint. It was a big old truck. You know how it looked like a milk truck. You know how the milk truck comes when they have those big rig trucks that carry the milk?
Yeah.
It looked
The
like that, some
tankers.
kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, the tankers, yeah. And he did something, and he's saying that could clean the water. Google it.
Mm-mm. I will.
Hmm. And it's like this could solve the problem. But he did this after. This was not, see, President Obama was in office when this happened. Because I believe that President Obama was in office when this happened. He would have been able to get through with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they were smart, they would allow him to go through it around um what you call 'em, what do you call it? Election time. And speaking of election, Bernie Sanders is out
He
of the
dropped.
game.
Yes, I
He
saw
dropped
that.
out. He
He
dropped
dropped
out
out.
today. I was like, he said that he fell behind Biden and he wasn't even going to bring his people through that. He wasn't going to do it. So I understand. So we got whatever. We got to get Trump out of there. We got to get him out of there. We got to get them old farts out of there. We have to, because they think them Republicans are old guys. They have the same mentality of the '60s.
Hmm.
They have that '60 mentality. We need new people up in there. You know,
I tell you,
I'm not saying that Biden's the best, but if that's all we got to work with, we gotta get Trump out of here. We
I tell you this, Miss CR, Bernie Sanders, he may not be the president, but if I was in a position, I was a candidate, and say I won, I became the president.
he would be
I,
VP.
yeah, or VP, he would make a Secretary of Hood. That's his job. He would make amazing, like what? Who's that dang doctor? My head is like the
I,
one that looked
Dr. Stu Nod, yeah. Uh-huh.
the no 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 the yeah
I
the
know who you're
snooze,
talking about.
yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Now
the
the
surgeon.
surgeon, it's like on the tip of my
Great.
tongue. I cannot remember his name, but Bernie would be an excellent Secretary of HUD.
Yes,
That
he
man
would.
would clean shop in the right way.
Hey
Okay.
Joy, how you doing? Don't want to make you think we didn't see you. Hey Joy, be the difference
Hey, Joy.
clothing.
Joy. Hey Joy, I don't see you, but hey. Um and then Kamala Harris. All right. Okay, let's just say if we were going Democrat. All right. I don't, for me personally, I didn't see her as president, but she would make an excellent Secretary of State. Put
Right.
her in charge. Oh my goodness. All right.
Like
That
Obama
woman.
did Hillary. It's
Yes.
like, look, we don't have to be enemies. We're on the same side here. Let's
Thank
work
you.
together. Let's do this. And that's one thing that I felt that former President Obama, he was smart with his selections.
Hmm.
It just so happens that everything he did, they fought against him. But overall, his cabinet was on point.
It's a good cabinet. It was a
He
good
had a
cabinet
good
when you think
cabinet.
about it.
He had a good, even though Bush messed up with a lot of things, he still had a good cabinet. He wasn't crucifying the people like
Yep.
this crap is going on. No, I didn't agree with Bush, but I wasn't putting him on I didn't think to put him on a noose.
He was a very personal person. He is
Yes.
a very approachable person. Bush.
Hmm. And he
I
still is.
know.
And he
Yes.
still is. And he still is.
He trusted his people, and being that he was the ultimate one to make the decision, yay or nay, sometimes even your staff can give you the wrong guidance or information.
Yeah, and because of that, you make the wrong decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But but he wasn't hated.
Nope.
He wasn't hated. We had disagreed with a lot of things he did, but we didn't speak bad ill of him. He was not
No.
hated.
No.
President Obama was hated. Why? That's because of the color of his skin. That's why he was hated. We had old money, as they call, wrapped up in there. We had old Republicans that thought still like the '60s. I seen it when President Obama, you know how he walks through after he does his speech and he shakes hands,
Mm-hmm.
and when he go to shake their hands, they put it down and shake the person behind him. I've seen it. Not that I heard about it. I've seen it.
President Obama. Okay, so I was in Longstuhl, Germany, and my sister worked in actual the hospital Longstuhl. Okay, she's medical personnel,
Mhm.
and I remember I went to go with her one day, and we were on Longstuhl, and we couldn't figure out why all this security. I mean, they were blocking off streets, and they were like, "If you don't get in here by this time, these roads will be shut down." They didn't tell us, so we got on. And word travel fast, and then President Obama was there, okay, and he was visiting the Wounded Warriors in Longstow, as well as going to this Wounded Warrior program in the USO. And being that we're like, oh, we want to see if we could see President Obama, because we had been way back. We were a good, half a football field
Mhm,
away, but you could see all the Secret Service. Everything was,
mhm,
where only the certain people were going to meet him. So we were just in that crowd way back. And then when he came out, everybody started screaming and just yelling, and President Obama, la, 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 and we thought,
mhm.
and this is an excellent point that you made, we thought he was only going to acknowledge the people that he was going to meet. No, he went out of protocol and came back to where everybody else was, us way back there, and shook everybody's hand within reach. I got to shake his hand. He really is that guy. And he will ask you how you're doing, like you
Mhm,
just having a normal conversation. And he
Mhm.
tall as heck. Okay, the
oh,
man
yeah.
is tall.
The man has swag, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
His walk, even his walk. Yeah, I said, "Dang, he got swag for sure." He had that black man swag walk, you know?
Yeah, he does. He
He
really
really had
does.
that swag. He
Yeah,
had
he
that
really has that.
he had swag. He had charisma, he had swag, he had class. He was everything about him. And he was bullied through his whole 2 terms. He was and he took a lot of the bullying the first term. The second term, he got less and less, and when he was on his way out, he was almost giving everybody the finger. It's like, "Ain't nothing you can do to me now. You can't do
Right.
nothing to me now. I'm on my way out."
When he dropped the mic.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, what can you do to me now?" Boop. He started as his
Mhm.
time was coming close to end, he says, "Look," what he says, "I'm the chief. Whatever I say, go." He started stepping up because before he couldn't because it would hurt us. And they Republicans, they made it their business. And they said, whatever that he does, knock it down. Whatever that he did and everything that he requested, even down to they call the Obamacare. Wasn't the way he wanted it to go, but that's how they got it to go. So it was crazy. I was like, I just didn't get how they did that, man. I was like, what he went up against with how they treated him. I wonder, even Trump doesn't go through that. Even Trump,
Yeah.
and I'll speak certain things against him because of his character, but there's certain things out of respect, although he doesn't deserve it. I give him like they were doing some type of parade, and they had Trump with his head and his butt, his little pee-pee, and his balls and his butt hanging out, and they had an actual float. I thought that was so disrespectful. No, I don't like the man. You don't do stuff like this. You laugh and decop. I didn't think it was funny because I was like, that's so disrespectful. You don't do that because I'm gonna tell you why. We already got people
Oh
disrespecting us
man.
because of him. That's why they think they could do anything they want. We got other presidents and the Queen of England, doesn't even Queen Elizabeth don't want to have nothing to do with him. When her grandson got married, he wasn't even invited to the wedding, but the Obamas were, but they didn't go because they didn't want to cause a problem. But they were invited. Bush was invited. Bush father said that he didn't want Trump at his funeral. Barbara Bush said she didn't want Trump there. These people didn't want, and they were Republicans. They didn't want to have nothing to do with him. So it's like he's a wicked man. He's a wicked man, and he has a wicked cabinet. Didn't he just fire someone a couple of days ago? It was a female. She was had some big position. I read it today. I just don't remember what position she had. Secretary of something, but he fired her.
I gotta check that out, Miss TR.
Yeah, he
I'm gonna
fired
go
her
look that one
yesterday.
up.
The recent person he fired, it was a white female with dark hair, long dark hair, young. She looked like she might have been in her late 30s or early 40s. Hmm. Thin Caucasian woman with long, like dark auburn hair. Hmm. I'm like, what? They don't stay. She must have spoke something and said, "No, I don't think this," and then agree with him. You know, he's a narcissist. Narcissist, anytime where you say no and you don't agree, it's like, you know how with Alice in Wonderland, it was like off with your head because you didn't agree with the Queen of Hearts or whatever her name was. Off with your head.
Yeah.
Off with your head. You didn't agree with me, off with your head. Even what's his name? That guy from China, Hu Mun Young or whatever his name was, the one who always threatened to release the missiles on us, and he started kissing up to him. Are you serious?
Mhm.
Kissing up to Russia? Are you serious? Russia was a no-no when I was a kid. They're allies. We keep peace with them, but we kept our boundaries. You know, it's like, okay, you stay over there. We're allies with you, but we still watching you, buddy.
Mhm.
Hmm. So it's like it's crazy. It's like Trump has brought so much shame on us. So much shame. So much shame. And I don't understand how come the Me Too isn't getting him like they're getting everybody else. Where they got him actually saying that he did these things. That 13-year-old
Yeah.
girl that he was trying to get with. She dropped the charges. Well, I wonder why her family dropped the charges. I wonder why. Fear. He's a man of power. He can have you disappear. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So these people they're treacherous, but it's part of the political game. You have to, there's a lot of collateral damage. Sometimes, it's just too much. It's just too much. Where are you, NYW? You still here? I'm up here thinking about Nadia. For those who don't know, please keep Nadia and her family and her dad. His heart stopped, and I really don't know what that means. I don't know if it stopped, meaning that it stopped and he passed away, or it stopped and they regained him. I don't know. We don't know yet. But keep her and her family lifted up in prayer. Because when she said her father's heart stopped, we didn't know which way to go with that. I did pray that the doctors know what to do to revive him. And no matter what happens, that God be with them and help her. But she's really battling right now. So please keep
Yeah.
her and her family lifted up in prayer. So I don't know. I don't know which way it might. What do you think it might have went? Decop and NYW
I was confused too.
when she said it stopped.
I
So I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what that means. But whatever it
So
is,
I'm
I
I'm
ask for
thinking,
God to be with them. Hmm.
yeah. I'm thinking she said it stopped and they got him back. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I hope
Um.
that's what it was. I hope that's what it was, and I hope that whatever this is, because he's up in age and he has health issues. But
Mhm.
God, whatever that decisions that is being made, just be there for that family. And yeah,
Mhm.
just be there for that family. My heart aches for her right now. Mm,
Yeah.
my heart aches for her.
Yeah.
I can almost cry. I'm like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
So yeah. And
She
B
said they
Town,
wouldn't. They wouldn't let her go. They wouldn't let her go to the hospital with him. about coronavirus, so they wouldn't let her go. She can't go.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's horrible. So when you
So
go in the hospital, you're alone. So please, people, please pray. Pray. Please. I got you. I see you. Please, pray. Because with this COVID-19, they're not gonna allow her in the hospital. So that means her dad's gonna be by
mm,
himself, you know, and he's not gonna I hope he's
some
conscious where that maybe the nurse could FaceTime so he could see his daughter, so he can hear her voice, so he can have a blessed hope, you know what I mean? Because
hmm
right now, people that are in the
some
hospital, they're all alone. They just ask them to have their
alone.
cell phone, and they communicating with their family through their cell phone, which is FaceTime, and I hope that she's able to FaceTime her dad so he can hear her voice and she could see him and encourage him,
Yeah,
encourage him.
because think about it. If something happened to him, she she can't even be there.
Mhm. And she's his caregiver. She is
Because
his caregiver. She takes care of her dad. She
mhm,
is his caregiver.
yeah,
She takes care of her dad. And yeah, so whatever the situation is, and he does have a lot of health issues, but we're going to trust that whatever decision that happens, that God is going to get them through this. Wow, NYW, what was that? A fire truck that went by?
Oh, oh, I'm outside my favorite spot, and a lot of people like to ride motorcycles, like,
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
yeah, I
oh,
apologize. I'll put it on. Yeah, we got a lot of crotch rockets around here.
Okay.
oh, no, we
Yeah,
don't
so
deal with them.
yeah, so but how long have we been on? I don't even know. Let's see. Almost 2.5 hours. We got about 10 more minutes and I'm gonna end it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You all know what Nadia is dealing with, and my son knows as well. What do you mean, Love Blake? I don't understand.
She said, "Y'all, I know what Nadia is dealing with, and my son knows as well."
Meaning that
Uh,
you know her personally? You're asking me to drop
you
the link, Love
talking to
Blake?
her?
There it is. Uh, Be the
Is it?
difference, Joy. You want to come up? That's what it is. I'm sorry, I didn't see that until now.
No, love like she was saying,
Love Blake asked me to
drop the
link.
what?
Link at 11:33. She
And she
said drop the link. That was like almost 5 minutes ago.
for NYW, I think. Yeah, the NYW
Oh,
when she
okay.
was in the down.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
Firefox crashed.
Your
Oh, okay.
fire. Your what?
My
Firefox,
browser
the
is
browser.
Oh,
Firefox,
oh,
and it
oh,
crashed.
oh,
I don't know what mine
oh.
is. I don't think it's Firefox. I think I got Chrome.
I
I
got
think
Chrome too.
I got Chrome and something else. I have an HP. So, and it's almost a year old. Or is it a year old? Yeah, it is a year old because my daughter got it for me for my birthday last year. Yeah, she got it for my
Love like
birthday.
say tag, and I almost didn't make it. Oh, so she know.
Oh, okay. I understand. I understand. Well, I hope that ugh, bothers me. It bothers me tremendously. It's making my heart hurt. I love her. We
Yeah.
love her. And
Hmm.
it's making my heart hurt. So. And I lost
Yeah,
my mother 2 years ago.
she'll
Going on 3 years next month. And what was it? 2 months ago, I was mourning her. Oh my goodness, I was calling her name. I just got so depressed. I was just mourning her. All of a sudden, it was like that sad feeling is horrible. And I know you could relate to it, Decop, by you missing B. And I don't know if you have any loved ones that left you in YW, but when you get to that point where it's like sad, I just feel like it's a grieving sad. It just feels like a loss of hope. I just felt horrible, and I cried like a little baby calling her name. It was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
so losing a loved one, and she's the only child. You got to remember, she's the only child. She has a half brother,
Yeah.
but she's an only child. She was her mother's only child. hmm And
Mm.
her father, she's the one that is his caregiver. If I got it right, I know she's his caregiver, but I think she was her mother's only child. If I got it right, and her mother died on her birthday.
Mm.
She had cancer, breast cancer, and never even said nothing. And when they went to go test her, she had stage, full blown cancer, and she had to go to the doctor. She said, "Okay, I'll go on Monday or something like that." And Nadia kept calling her because she was supposed to do a birthday cake and everything, and she was upset because she couldn't find her mother. And then when they went to go do a wellness check, her mother was dead in the recliner from cancer. The cancer
Mm.
took her the day before she was supposed to go to the doctors. She never got treatment, nothing. Mm-mm. She was just diagnosed, and they told her that. So she hid it who knows how long. So when it comes to, I have to have another mammogram done, but they're not doing it for people right now. My year came up,
Yeah.
well, yeah, a couple of weeks
Yeah.
about around my birthday, the 26th. I was supposed to
Yeah.
have it done, but I had COVID
Wow.
19, and not only that, whatever is wrong with you, you can't get help. The
Yeah.
doctor, you FaceTime them. They make a decision, open your mouth, let me see, whatever. And
Mm.
I have an uncle that's in the hospital in the ER. He's still in the ER. It's going on 5 days because they have no beds,
Mm.
and we're upset with him. Yeah, he has COVID. He has COVID-19, and we're really upset with him because before it got like this, my aunt called me up and wanted to know what did I do, and I told her what I did, and she told him, and he said, "Yeah, yeah, I did it, but we don't believe he did it." Because he has heart issues. If he called up the doctor and said, "Look, he's got the bad case of the hiccups." I didn't know what hiccups meant when you have a bad case of hiccups. Hiccups has a lot to do with your heart. I had no idea. He had a bad case of
Mm.
hiccups and coughing. And he used to be a smoker, and he's asthmatic. Why wouldn't you call your heart doctor for him to prescribe something for an antibiotic just in case you had pneumonia because you were sick like you had COVID? Why didn't you do all the other stuff that I told you to sent for you to do? My aunt did it. She says she's fine.
Mm.
She has asthma. She's working with one kidney. She has lung cancer. She has everything up against her. She says, I'm fine. I'm doing everything that you did. And my son, when he comes home from work, he takes his clothes off at the door, puts them in a plastic bag, and puts them in the washing machine and wash it. And he takes a shower. When you come from outside, if you have a dryer, take your coat, spray it with Lysol, throw it in the dryer. If you don't have the Lysol, throw it in the dryer anyway and let it stay in there from 45 minutes to an hour because the heat will burn whatever bacteria is on it.
Mm.
Same thing with your sneakers,
Yeah.
your shoes. If you have shoes, if you have the Lysol, spray them. If not, you might have to take a damp rag with a concoction with bleach and just wipe it down. Just wipe it.
It's really
Mm.
upsetting me. We gotta live like this. This is crazy.
You know what? Maybe because certain things don't surprise me, only because of what I was raised up spiritually, that we are, it's going to come to the time that these things were going to come. So, in my mind, I don't have the fear. I just use caution with everything. Okay, what am I going to do? Okay, look up things like you did when it was during depression. I was raised how to cook. Like they said, if you know how to cook, like James Caldwell says, if you know how to do slavery food, you can make it through anything.
Yeah.
Did you hear him say that the other day? He says if soul food is
Yeah.
slavery food. If you know how to do soul food, you can make it through anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like start looking up the homesteaders. Start looking at up the ones who say during the depression, what did they did do? Start looking at documentaries. What did they do during this time? Although they didn't have that kind of bacteria, but look it up when they had what was that typhoid Mary and the Spanish flu and what else did they have? Smallpox. How to look up what did they do during those times like smallpox, what they were
Mm-hmm.
doing. And the doctors were dropping like flies and the nurses. And then the Spanish flu. What did they do? And we have a lot more protection now than what they did back then. You have to
Yeah.
use whatever precaution. Wash your hands. I put bleach in my dish detergent. Here it is. I have Dawn. Oh no, this is Palmolive Gold,
Mm-hmm.
but Dawn is in here. I put about this much bleach in it, and the rest was the which comb. And I have a sponge, and I don't do it in a basin and wash the dishes. We do it running water, so there's no bacteria whatsoever. And the bleach and everything is in the sponge, so the sponge is not contaminated. It don't get nasty because it's bleach in it. Wipe, and then I have where my
Mm-hmm.
bottle's over there, spray bottle where I put a little bit of this detergent. I put about this much bleach in it, the rest water, a little bit of like this of Fabioso to make it smell nice, and I spray stuff and wipe it down. Even my toilet. I have two bathrooms. I tell Nehemiah that my bathroom's dirty to keep him from using it because I was sick. I didn't want anybody using my bathroom. But even though I
Mm-hmm.
used it, I kept it clean and I sprayed it with Lysol every time I went in it and got off. And another thing, these people who are listening for you to do, when you go to the bathroom, before you flush it, put the top down and flush it. All those water particles and all that bacteria goes in the air. Put the toilet top
Mm-hmm.
down and flush it. And then if you're gonna spray it, lift the toilet top up, spray the back of the toilet, stay the entire toilet, and then put the top back down. You have to, yeah. When you flush that toilet, if you flush the toilet and your butt is sitting on it, you can feel the little waters hit your butt.
That is true.
Yeah.
You can feel the waters
Mm-hmm.
hit your butt. So you can imagine what's going in the air. Ew. I feel yucky. When I say I'd be like, oh, I felt all that water up on my butt. Now I gotta feel like I gotta wash. I don't like that. I'd be like, ew, ew. And I always flush before when I'm going to the bathroom. As they call it, mercy flushing, if you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean. Once it drop, I
Yeah.
flush.
Mm-hmm.
Once it drops, I'm like, pshoo, pshoo. Cuts down on the drama. It cuts down on the drama. You know. Oh, what's that I smell or whatever? It cuts down on the drama. Because when you spray with certain smells, all it do is smell like a stink, a sweet stink. So I do mercy flush. Yeah, I'm real. I'm real. I'm a real person. I tell you,
It's
laugh
okay.
because that's just what we need to do. I'm real. I'm definitely real. Some people say TMI, please. Oh, like you don't know what I'm talking about. If
I
you
wish
got
Yeah.
people I wish people would do that in public restrooms. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Well, public
Oh, that
restroom,
is
I wouldn't want that because other people be dumping in, and I wouldn't want that water flashed up on me. But a lot of times in public bathrooms, as soon as you get up, it automatically flushes.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
right.
"Ew," you can
Yeah.
show my butt. I'd be pulling it up.
Oh, I'm
Then
talking
you have
more
to
of the
No,
wipe your
yeah.
mercy
cheeks.
flush. The mercy flush.
Yeah, they
Nobody
call
wants to smell that
I
Oh,
know, right?
in the
Mercy.
public bathrooms,
Yeah, but
restroom.
if you do the mercy flush, that means your
take
butt still sitting on it, and the whole public is using that bathroom.
get you some poopery.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's when you want to be a lady. You have the potpourri. The potpourri it does that little poopery or what spray. It does work.
Yeah.
'Cause you be out in the public and you don't want nobody
Mhm.
coming behind, especially when you've been someplace at a party and you've been eating all kinds of food and drinking liquor and all that. Ain't nothing worse than coming behind somebody who just drank a whole bunch of scotch and gin and all that other stuff. What comes out the stomach ain't natural, you know? You'd be like, "Dang,
Yep.
what you eat?" I done ate them collard greens and ham hocks right along with the gin and vodka and all that other stuff. You'd be like, "Oh god."
That is funny.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. You getting sleepy, NYW?
Yeah, you heard me. I'm guilty. Oh my god, this
Yeah,
phone pick up everything, man.
I
Shoot.
need to yeah, yeah. That's 'cause I got that's 'cause I got ears plugs in and I hear everything.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna call it a night anyway, ladies. I thank you for joining me up on the wow. I
You're
thank those
welcome.
that are in the chat who hung in there with us. So let me give the shout outs again
Mhm.
from the very beginning for what I have here. Um, they may not be here, but I still want to acknowledge them. Green Organic Love, which is Miss Candy. We have B Town Hester. We have Love Blake. Thank you for hanging in there. Catfish. Thank you. Yes, continue to pray for Nadia. Who else we got here? Um, mm, mm, mm. Crafts by D Rose. She, if you go to her channel, she made a mask. She crocheted a mask.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, she crocheted her mask. Who else was in there? Pink Punky. Thank you. And I and let's see, nobody else. Oh, peace, love, and hope. And who else? And of course, my co-host,
The brat.
the brat. Oh yes, Rico, the brat.
Hmm.
Okay, Kitten Zombie. Hey, I didn't know you were in here. All right, Kitten Zombie. Sorry, baby. I didn't know you were in here. It might be late. You were in here an hour ago. Oh God, I don't want you to think that we didn't acknowledge. I didn't see you, sweetheart. Let's see who else. We got Joy. And I think that's about it. So, and plus my co-host,
Yeah.
Decop and NYW, we send peace, love, and usually knowledge is power. I usually say, be a blessing and smile at someone, but lately we haven't been out to smile at no one. So, but
Hmm.
however, keep up on, your current
Mhm.
events. Find out what's going on in your town. Try to fill out the paper for them to postpone the voting in your area because
Hmm.
that's crazy because a lot of us are sick and a lot of us that are sick are African American, okay, which could keep us from voting. So ask them to waiver that for now, the voting. Be smart in everything that you do. Although you may be on the back porch like NYW, you have to be careful because if you're too close with your neighbor, they sneeze in the air, that stuff can come over to you. You're not exempt. I hope you have a mask on NYW, although you're on your porch. Still gotta use wisdom, sweetie.
You're right. You're right.
Tie,
I'll put
tie a
my mask
t-shirt around
on.
your nose. Tie a t-shirt around your no doggone face. You got to protect yourself. Don't underestimate anybody. We're living in a zombie. Yeah, we're living in
I'm
a
going inside.
yeah, we're living in a zombie type generation zombie. You got to think that everybody's a
Yeah.
zombie. and what you got to do to protect yourself,
Yeah.
and you got to do, if you order food decop, you should have some kind of spray or pick it up, because you never know the person that delivered it or
Oh
even
yeah,
made the food, so
yeah.
take precautions,
I
people,
did it
that you
once,
do.
and my bag fell apart. I sprayed the bag.
Oh, you sprayed the
My
crap out
the
of that
bag fell
bag.
apart. My food was all over the.
She washed the bag. That's what she did. She washed the bag.
I
She didn't
thought
just
this
spray it. She washed the
I
bag.
know.
How was I supposed to spray it then?
Decop, you funny. You funny. You funny.
It just tore apart. Everything was on the floor, on the ground. I had to pick my
It's
food up.
it's
Like, why
disinfected.
did
It's
you tell me to spray this bag?
My daughter doesn't want me to go get produce, because she said produce people breathe over. But stuff like peppers, you could take actually some bleach water and just dip it in and swish it around and rinse it off real good. Like peppers, but you can't disinfect your potatoes. You can't disinfect your onions. Just try to be, we're better off using onion powder, garlic powder, stuff like that, stuff that people cannot contaminate. The best that you can. You're not going to do it 100%, but you can at least do it a 95%. And as far as your food goes, just spray it a little. Just spray it a little. That's all. And if you
Yeah,
can't,
just a
yeah,
light
Oh,
spray over the bag. You got and missed right where you thought they delivered. And I
yeah,
always hit the doorbell and the doorknob, and I let
yeah,
it sit out there for like 45,
yeah.
45 minutes an hour. Then I come out, spray it again, and then I come bring it in, take it out, wash my hands. I'm serious because
hey, look, you gotta do what you gotta do. Don't wash the bag.
it was disinfected. Decot was safe that time.
She was safe. It fell all over the ground.
Y'all told me to spray the bag. I'm gonna pick it up and all the stuff all over the
Yeah,
floor.
it got
I was
too
like,
wet. It got too wet. It got too. You see
why
what
they
I?
tell me?
Did you see
They
what I
told
just
me to
did?
spray it.
Did you see what I just did and didn't realize it? I touched my face. I went like this. Just things that we do that we don't even
Yeah.
realize that we do. Now I'm right here by the sink. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna wash my hands. I haven't touched anything other than my keyboard, but I'm gonna wash my hands and stuff right there. But it's so easy. It's so easy. Putting your glasses on,
Yeah.
you touch your face. So just knowledge is power, people.
Yeah.
Stay up on your current events. Find out what to
Mm-hmm.
do. Um, some movies are giving you 3 months free service. Well, do the 3 months free service, and then when it's done,
Give it away.
I hear you with the sanitizer, girl.
Oh, you hear
And,
me? Yo, see,
uh-huh,
I got my sanitizer. That's
yeah.
right.
There's a lot of things that are giving you 3 months of free
Hey,
service
baby. Hey, mom.
of movies.
Mm.
So that's good. So hopefully by 3 months, this stuff will be over and you can unjoin. 3 months
Mhm.
free. So
Mm-hmm.
do that. I think Netflix has some I don't know if it's still 30 days or 60 days.
Yeah.
But check out the ones and get for free. Shoot, you're gonna lay back, do what
Mm-hmm.
get the best out of it. Get the best out of it. Okay, love you
Yeah.
guys. Thank you for joining. And I'll see you
All
Take
right.
ladies.
care,
Okay,
everybody.
next
All
time.
right.
Blessings. Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Good
Out
night.
of here. Good night.